Good morning. Oh,
Make sure your mic is unmuted.
it's unmuted though. Good morning. It's still doing that.
Does anyone have the mic on?
Maybe it's this one. That one is on. How do you?
Okay, there we go.
Okay. All right. Good morning. In accordance with Section 45 and 53 of the Planning Act 1990, as amended, this meeting of Committee of Adjustment of the City of Toronto is called to order. The Committee of Adjustment considered applications for variances from the provision of the zoning that applies to property and permission to extend or alter lawful non-conforming uses and consent to survey property to create new lots. And my name is Yim Chen. I will be chairing today's hearing, and I'd like to also introduce our panel members today. It's Katie Piazza, and Sahi Bayat and Mr. Philip Goss. And I also would like to acknowledge that the land we are meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anasazi, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, Métis peoples. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. Committee of Adjustment public hearings are now conducted in a hybrid in-person and virtual format. Some applicants or participants will make their submission in person, and others will participate virtually by WebEx. The meetings are also streamed online on the City of Toronto Planning YouTube channel, and anyone wishing to view the hearing might watch on YouTube. Those who want to participate virtually and have registered in advance will be connected with the computer, tablet, smartphone, or telephone, and have the options of participating via video or audio only. All virtual participants will automatically be muted on entry, and when your item is called, you will be unmuted by the moderator, one person at a time. We ask that you will mute your devices until you're called to speak. Those participating by video appearance will be temporarily upgraded to panelists when your item is being held. During this time, your camera will be enabled, and you will only be visible during your 5-minute speaking time. At all other times, your video will be disabled and you will be reinstated as attendee. For both in-person and virtual participants, Committee of Adjustment staff will share presentations submitted in accordance with the written submission deadline. Those participating through WebEx are not allowed to use share screen or any other panelist control during a video appearance. The host will remove you from the panelist's role if you fail to respect this instruction. How to receive a decision of committee? People attending in person today who want to receive a copy of the decision must fill out a decision request card, and those participating virtually need to submit a written request for a decision by email. Please ensure that you include your name, address, and email address, because the Committee of Adjustment and also the TLAB, local appeal body, will be sending notifications and appeal updates by email. If you do not agree with the decision of committee, you may be able to appeal the decision to the Toronto Local Appeal Body, or in some circumstances to the Ontario Tribunal. However, the provincial government amended the Planning Act and generally removed rights of third parties to appeal Committee of Adjustment decision. Only the applicant, the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, specify people, persons and public bodies as those terms are defined in the Planning Act are allowed, permitted to appeal decisions of committee adjustment. Appeal instructions are set out at the bottom of the decision of the committee. And the following is the procedure of the hearing, and I will call each item in the order listed on the agenda. And when application is not contested, the agent or applicant may proceed with the presentation if desired. When the committee does not require a presentation, applicants are to advise the chair should they wish to speak to the committee. The committee may ask questions or take the matter into committee for decision. And each speaker, including the applicant or agent, will be given a maximum of 5 minutes to address the committee. And I will comment when you are reaching your 5 minutes. And any presentations or other material you wish to submit to the committee must have been emailed in advance of the hearing. Staff and committee members cannot accept material at the hearing. When addressing the committee, please clearly state your name and address, and please remember to confine your remarks to the matters outlined in the application. The applicant or agent will proceed first, and then will make a presentation to the committee on the application. And please note, the committee might not entertain revisions to proposal at the hearing today. The committee may decide to defer the application if substantially revised to make sure that the revised application is accurate and that all those entitled to notice are informed of the changes. Then individuals either in support or opposed to the application will be invited to speak. Generally, we will call on speakers in the hearing room and then move to the web as participants. Committee members may ask questions of each speaker after they have finished the presentation. When all the speakers are finished, the applicant or agent has an opportunity to rebut only those issues who were raised by the speakers. That will mark the end of the discussion, and the application will be then taken into committee for decision. And for this morning session, I would like also to know whether there will be any declaration of conflict of interest from the panel and from the staff. No. And also, I'd like to also know whether there's some file closed or we.
Through you, Madam Chair.
Request.
Good morning, Madam Chair and panel members. Through you. Firstly, I'd like to make an announcement regarding the recent regulatory changes under the Planning Act to modernize public notice requirements, enable municipalities to provide alternative notice of public hearings for minor variance and consent applications. Many municipalities in the Greater Toronto Area and beyond has chosen to provide alternative forms of notice as an interim measure during the Canada Post labor disruption. The city has gone beyond what the regulations require. Some of the measures staff have completed include posting on the City of Toronto website, posting links to the agendas and the application information on our web pages, posting on City Planning's social media channels, posting public hearing signs on the subject sites, and publishing the agenda list in the Toronto Star newspaper. So all of these measures were taken today for this hearing for today. Through you, Madam Chair, with respect to any files to be closed or withdrawn, there are 2 files to be withdrawn and closed this morning. Both applications were previously deferred and will not be pursued. The first minor variance application is municipal address of 1099 Bay Street with file number A0116/24TEY. Request to withdraw this application from the applicant on November 21st, 2025. The second application is municipal address of 89 Marlborough Avenue with file number A0329/23TEY. This application was previously deferred by the committee in 2023 In accordance with procedural orders, the agents, landowners have been notified that this file will be closed. They had the option to submit revised materials along with a revised zoning review to proceed to a hearing. However, staff did not receive any revised materials by the response deadline, resulting in this impending closure. So through you, Madam Chair, I will need a motion to close these two applications with the fee not refunded in accordance with the Committee of Adjustment refund policy.
Okay, can we have a motion? Mr. Goss, and Mr. Bayer, second. Okay. And all in favor? Yes, they are close. Yeah. And there are also, there's some minutes to be adopted too. We need a motion for that.
Through you, Madam Chair, yes, we have the minutes from the October 22nd, 2025 hearing that are ready for adoption today.
Yeah, let's have a motion. Mr. Bayet, okay. Yeah. And second, Ms. Pierce? Yes. Second, all in favor? Yes, adopted. Yeah, thank you. And also now we move to the deferral request.
Through you, Madam Chair, yes, I see one deferral request from an applicant for this morning's agenda. That is item number 11, municipal address of 80 Meighen Avenue, file number A0761/25TEY. There are no registered speakers for this item, and we have the agent online.
Do I need to?
Or in person.
So I introduce the file?
Yes.
Okay, this is, just give me a moment. Item 11, is 80 Meighen Avenue, is to construct a new two-story detached auxiliary building, which is a one-car garage, and on the ground floor, and on the second floor is a garden suite. And the rear yard of the existing 1.5 story detached dwelling. The second story of the auxiliary building will be cantilever on the east side, and the existing rear detached garage and the rear storage shed will be demolished, and there will be a total of 2 residential dwelling units on this lot. And we receive a copy of survey, site plan, floor plan elevations, 4 photographs of the property, and also a deferral request from the agent, and 4 letters in support by owners, 77, 78, 79, and also by 21 Gower Street. Yeah. Okay, we're ready for the agent. Yeah, it's online, right?
Good morning, Chair and
Yes.
committee members. My name is Michael Plummer,
Yes.
321 Carlaw Ave,
Yeah.
Unit 203.
Yes. Can you tell us why you request the
Sure.
deferral,
We're
please?
requesting a deferral today because we received some feedback from planning staff, and we'd like some more time to modify the design and update the variances.
Oh, okay. So will you also take some, but you do not have any opposition, right? All the letters written in support, or do you have some, do you need to consult
No
some
neighbors opposition.
Okay.
Planning staff just couldn't support the application
Okay,
you see before you, and so we just want their support.
okay. That's reasonable. So that's the reason. Any motion to defer and comment? Yeah, please, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, please.
I'd just like to comment that when I was looking at this particular application, I noted 8 variances out of the full range that were not minor at all, and I'm glad that this is going to be going in for a review. And I just hope that the agent and owners really rethink this, because with 8 variances that were so far over, that are not minor,
Yeah.
I think it would have been a
Yes.
problematic
Yes,
application.
I also have similar comments, except that I looking at a slightly different angle, is that I look at all the variances. A lot of I have quite a few numbers that I thought if sometimes the site or this design give you opportunity to comply, and that is the opportunities maybe you can look into, because when I look at that, it's not whether they're minor or not minor. I was looking also why certain things that it seems that the site can accommodate you to sort of eliminate some of these variances. And that's my comment. Maybe now is a chance to revisit some of the variances, whether you can just make minor changes to make it more like a supportable scheme. Yeah. So do we have a motion? So, yes? Yeah, Ms. Pierce, a motion to defer, and
I'll second that, Chair.
Mr. Byatt, second. All in favor for the deferral? It's deferred unanimously. Thank you. And now we go back to item number 1. And number 1 is 361 Markham Street. The purpose is to alter the existing 2.5-story semi-detached dwelling by constructing a rear first-story deck with stair and a rear third-story addition with a deck, and also to construct a 1-story detached auxiliary building, which is a garage in the rear yard. And we received a copy of survey, site plan, floor plans, elevations, and 4 photographs of the property, and also comments from transportation engineering, and also a staff report from urban forestry. And we received no letter of support or opposition. Yeah. We're ready for the agent. Yeah.
Through you, Madam Chair, the agent is online, and we don't have any registered speakers.
Yes, okay.
Jonathan, you've been unmuted.
Good morning, committee. Jonathan Bitskowski, 301 Keewatin Avenue.
Yes. This is not a contested application, and we have reviewed your material. It seems to be a straightforward application. So I'm going to check whether our panel require a presentation first. Anyone, do we have questions? Yeah, we are going to move into questions. Okay, yeah. Yeah, please go ahead, Mr.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Mr. Benkowski. I just wanted to ask about I have 2 questions. One is I know you've got a deficiency, and I believe it's a rear yard landscaping, variance number 2. The deck that you're building, would the materials below the deck be permeable?
Through you, Madam Chair, Mr. Byatt, yes, they will be.
Thank you. And the
What's the
second
proposed wood
question
deck?
is a rear second-floor balcony and third-floor deck, a rear deck. Are there privacy screens attached to both on the north and south sides? Because I'm just wondering if they will be overlook and privacy screening being required.
Through you, Madam Chair, yes, Mr. Byatt. If you look at the roof plan, there are 1.8 meter privacy screens proposed on both sides of that deck.
Oh, it's
And the
already.
balcony as well, the second-floor one?
I don't believe we have a second floor balcony, Mr. Byatt.
I might have been looking at a different plan then.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you
just
very
that-
much. As long as the
Yes.
screens are in place, that's fabulous. Thank you.
Yes, yeah. And also, I do have a question. The transportation report, right, is asking for 1 meter setback, which is already appear on your site plan, right?
Correct, Madam
Okay.
Chair.
Yeah. So, is it, all right, thank you very much. Any other questions? Okay. Do you have anything you want to address the panel before we move into discussion?
I don't think so, Madam Chair. Just to state that it's only a 17.65 square meter addition on the third floor. So in terms of that FSI, the FSI is already well over at 0.93. So it's really a small third floor addition that doesn't even extend the full length of the second floor below, hence the deck with the privacy screen as per Mr. Byatt's question.
Yes. Okay, the question, if we tie the approval, or if we're going to approve it with the site plan, is that going to be redundant, or you think that it's okay to tie it with the site plan? So
I think it's redundant because in terms of the soft landscaping, it would be the number that we have there. The only thing would be Mr. Byatt's question about the privacy screening, which is on the plans. So maybe the appropriate would be to tie it to plan number A5, which does show it, because again,
Oh,
it's
A5.
not a zoning bylaw requirement, but as per Mr. Byatt's question, you could just tie it to A5, which would ensure that the privacy screening is there.
Yeah, exactly. Precisely, it's not what code requires. Better to tie it to that so that we ensure we get them right. Yeah. Okay. We'll tie it to A5 if anyone want to move a motion to approve. Yeah.
Sure, I'll take it on.
Or
Thank you.
or Mr. Goss, any comment on this one?
No, I think that's, I have no comments to add.
Okay. Good.
I thank you, Chair. I think this is a very straightforward application, and I misread the balcony second floor one because it actually indicates removed existing balcony, so that's not a contentious issue. And I think we can just tie it to Plan 8.5, as Mr. Benkowski had indicated. The only condition attached to this one is forestry number 2.
Yes. And do we have a second? Ms. Goss, second. Okay, so, sorry. Are all in favor of the two conditions? Yeah, all in favor. It's approved. Thank you. With the two conditions. Okay. And we move to item number 2. It's 198 Augusta Avenue. This is to permit a cafe use with 26 within the basement level of the existing 3-story mixed-use building. And the ground floor restaurant and 8 residential dwelling located on the 2nd and 3rd floor will be maintained and unaltered. And we receive a survey site plan, floor plan, and elevations, 5 photographs of the subject property and the decision affecting the subject property. We also receive a staff report from Urban Forestry. And there's no other material we have received. If we are ready for the agent.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online and no registered speakers.
Okay.
Jonathan?
Good morning again, committee. Jonathan Vinskowski, 301 Keewatin Avenue.
Okay, it seems to be like you're asking just to maintain the, have a cafe, right? So it seems to be a straightforward application. Do we need a presentation? No. And do you have anything you want to address the panel before we make a decision?
I don't think, Madam Chair. I think, like you indicated, it's straightforward. It's along Augusta in Kensington.
Yeah.
You know, encouraging walkability through, again, a cafe. Really, the application here is to facilitate a future liquor license application on the premises, which is required to create a cafe in this establishment.
Yeah, I agree. I live in the market too, but away from the affected area, so yeah. But I will like to welcome another cafe. We just don't have enough there, right? We have only 200 there. All right, so any other comments? And do we have a decision on this? I mean, a motion, I mean. Mr. Goss, sorry.
Sure, yeah, I'm happy to move to approve this. I mean, as you were joking, it's a pretty appropriate area for this type of mixed use, and to have both a cafe and an art studio. And if you think of whatever reason there might be in some circumstance that the zoning doesn't permit that, it really doesn't apply in this location. So for those reasons, I think it's quite minor, and I would move to approve it. I did note that it is subject to a forestry condition number 2, so
Yes.
I would move it subject to that.
Yeah. Do we have a second to that motion? Yeah, PCA, yes. All in favor with the condition? It's approved unanimously, thank you. And then we move to item number 3, is 47 Clovelly Avenue. This is to legalize to maintain the conversion of a below-grade integral garage into a habitable space, and as well as to the conversion of the existing 2-story detached dwelling into a triplex without an authorized building permit, and there are 3 residential dwelling units on this site. We will have a survey site plan, floor plan elevations, 4 photographs, and also a cover letter from the agent. And we also, I received the order to comply of the subject property. And we are ready, and we haven't received any other comment from either opposition or support. So we are ready for the agent. Thank you.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online and no registered speakers.
Okay.
Tariq, you've been unmuted.
Hi, my name is Tariq, 805-4789 Yonge Street, Toronto. We were retained for this project. It was converted to triplex, but later on during, we went into building permit. And during that stage, it was identified that the driveway, which is going to a new converted habitable space in the basement, that's not allowed and it needs to be filled. So we're requesting to waive off that variance for us because of the existing situation. It's an existing driveway, yeah. And so that's the basic.
So do we need? I don't think we need a presentation because you are only just asking for one variance, right? But we might have questions for you.
Okay.
I can start with my first one. With the first one, your order of comply was issued like more than 2 years ago. I just wonder why you took this long to come to our committee. Are you? Meanwhile, did you say you mentioned that you apply for the conversion? That application, including this part, the order of comply, or you did the conversion before you the current?
Yeah. So this was converted without the benefit of a building permit, and later on we were involved to legalize it. So then we draw up the plans and, apply for a building permit. And then this variance came in.
Oh, okay. So at that time, you just decided to turn it into also a triplex, and you apply for a building permit. Is that what? Yeah. That's why it takes so long. I'm just thinking that it's more than 2 years that you're required to comply. That's all. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, because we were retained at a later stage. And it was already almost done, yeah.
I don't mind it. Okay, any other question? Yes, please.
Yeah, so just to clarify that point, so basically what happened is the owner did convert it to a triplex entirely before you were retained, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, and then they got the order to comply, and then you...
The order to comply, and then we were involved, yeah.
Then you were hired to prepare the building permit, and your building permit, does it reflect, like the package before us, does it reflect exactly what's on site right now?
Yeah, right now it shows exactly what's proposed, but we didn't have any existing situation in hand, right? The existing building that went and measured was the converted triplex. So we just showed those.
Exactly. So it's the but my point is there's no more work to be done. The building permit is just to legalize it and satisfy the order to comply.
That's correct. That's correct.
Was there, so when I look at the variance, so, when we're in committee, we'll talk about the benefits of this, but, I don't think I'm speaking too out of turn to say, a triplex here isn't really a problem. I think it's a good location for a triplex. But the question is, have you, this was done without a permit, and has your client gone about making this into a triplex the right way? Is having a reverse driveway sloping into the bottom unit really appropriate? And, the zoning sort of suggests not. That's why we're here for a variance. Did you ever have a conversation with your client about other options, like maybe having a lower patio light well and then fixing the grade, which is kind of something we've seen with other similar buildings?
Well, we didn't go in that detail. Actually, they were more, like to just remain what is the existing, and that's the easiest thing to do.
Okay, so you didn't have a conversation of design alternatives. You just said, I'll prepare the plans as it is, and then we'll apply. That's sort of what happened.
Yeah. So that's
Okay, thanks.
I
Okay,
just have one question. This is just a technical question. The reverse driveway, for me, suggests that should we have in the spring torrential downpour, I can foresee a flood. Are there any mitigating measures that have been taken by the owner to prevent any such flooding? Because that reverse driveway will present a problem, I can guarantee it. How does the owner expect to mitigate that kind of, do you know?
Well, we didn't went into that detail.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Could you speak up a bit?
Yeah, so we didn't went into that detail, but we will definitely double check.
Since you did some drawings, do you have any idea what they've got at the bottom of the driveway?
We have some pictures. I think there's a trench.
And also, I suppose, the face of the garage, since the garage door's been removed, is that a brick wall now, or is that wood and drywall structure? I'm not quite sure.
So this one is so that's parging, cement parging over there, and brick above on the main floor, and the driveway is going down there.
It looks like you're having to look at the drawings, so you don't really know at first hand.
Yeah, so there is a trench drain at the bottom of the driveway, which is
Not to
installed
that's the photographs you submitted. You can refer to your photographs. I don't see
Yeah.
that's a trench drain. It's
Yeah,
not
no,
very good
you see-
pictures,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah, so if you see, there is a white cemented platform down there, right by the entrance. There is a horizontal.
Probably a couple of inches high by the looks of it.
Yeah.
And then you've got the entrance to the unit itself. And with the downpours we've been having, I fear that whoever's going to be living in that space is going to experience some flooding, but that's besides the point.
Yeah,
I just
but
want,
it's
curious.
It's almost the full width of the driveway, so I think it would be.
Okay, thank you so much.
okay.
Thank you, Chair.
Any other questions? Okay, so it's no more questions. We're in committee. Mr. Bai, I think I cannot see from the photograph as it claims it's full-length trench drain. Besides, that's a technical thing.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that if you really convert it into triplex, at least you will have maybe a full light well, and then just pay. You still can use the front for parking. That's what they intend to do anyway, right? But I think that it will maybe make it more a more livable space down there. And that's the only variance that they are asking, and I'm not too sure about. I think that they can improve it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I would say that I know why they did this. It's the least expensive option.
Yeah.
As I said sort of in my question, I think a triplex makes a lot of sense here. I think having the basement unit is fine with a nice light well, but they're just trying to legalize what was a unpermitted renovation. You know, like if they had come to us with plans saying they were going to do this before it started, we probably would have said, you know, go back, revise the plans, create a better condition. So I have trouble supporting this. I think they can achieve the results in a way that meets the zoning, because, you know, these reverse driveways were permitted for a while. They're not permitted anymore, partly
Yeah.
for the water concerns that Member Byatt has noted. But also, it isn't really in keeping with the streetscape of these neighborhoods either. And, yeah, it
Yeah.
creates an odd condition.
Yeah.
And I can also see there being a safety issue of someone driving down that driveway. And when it's a garage, if you drive a little too hard, you hit a garage door. But when it's a little unit, that's not ideal either.
Yeah. Yeah, I just seem to agree. As you say, this is the quickest way, and then they just ask the like community adjustment, or just to override the zoning as a variance, and to give them a easiest and quickest way to have what they have built. But I do not think that it is a way, and it should be considered a supportable project, because precisely, if you want to convert to triplex, I think you have to consider it's a livable, a habitable space, and I think that you have to put some kind more investment into it, and
Safety factor.
yeah, safety factor. Yeah, so I won't support it either. Yeah.
You know, if I may just add one more item to Mr. Ghosh's point about you've got a vehicle that accidentally could move forward.
yeah.
And we just saw that recently with a police officer getting into a vehicle and accidentally hitting the accelerator while the car was in drive. And in this particular circumstances, wouldn't take much for that to happen. So I agree with you. I don't think it's a supportable application.
Yeah, thank you all for those thoughts. I agree. I think had the agent been able to give us a solid reasoning as to why this was the plan that's submitted, I'd be open to hearing those thoughts, but it seems like everyone else has suggested it's just the path of least resistance, and a fulsome discussion of alternatives, I think, is very warranted.
Okay, so you would like to make a motion, please? Please, Erin? Yeah.
Sure. Motion to deny.
Mr. Goss, second. Motion to refuse.
Yeah, motion to refuse. And I just add the comment
Yes, please.
that, you know, well, actually, I think it's already apparent, but you know, they're welcome to come back with something revised that works better.
Yes. Okay, yeah. All in favor for the refusal? Yeah, all in favor unanimously. Thank you. It's been refused. Thank you. Yeah. So the next item is number 4. Is 1100 Queen Street West. This is to permit a place of assembly use, which is going to be a private art gallery on the second floor of this existing 2-story commercial building. The existing ground floor restaurant use, as well as the retail use, will be maintained and unaltered, and there will be no parking spaces provided on site. We received a survey, site plan, floor plan, elevation, 6 photographs, and also cover letter from the agent, decision affecting the subject property, and also OMB order affecting the property. And we have received email corresponding from transportation engineering, and also a support from the West Queen West Business Improvement Area. Yeah. All right. So welcome. We're ready. Yeah.
Through you, Madam Chair, we
Yeah.
have the agent in person and 1 registered speaker online.
The registered speaker is in support or opposition?
Opposition.
Opposition. Oh, okay. So you do have an opposition here. So give us your name and address to start, but then it seems that you need to give us a very brief presentation. Yeah.
Good morning, Chair and members. My name is Robert Bader, B-A-D-E-R. I reside at 38 Albany Street. That's Albany with an I. I'm here in representing the operator of the property on the second floor. It's a venue known as Twist Gallery. I had not prepared a presentation. I had not expected that there would be individuals in opposition of this request. The request is actually quite evident. I prepared a cover letter that's quite exhaustive and explanatory. This is simply the result of a licensing regime change that hypocritically sought to loosen the regulations surrounding places of assembly and nightclubs and eating establishments, and in effect had the opposite effect on this particular operation, which has been operating as a private art gallery for 25 years with no harm, no foul. So.
Yeah, including the area that you're asking to be converted or maintained as an art gallery. That's been in use as an art gallery for 25 years?
Correct.
Okay, yeah. Do we want to keep our question to him?
Yeah, we'll hold
Yeah.
for after
We might have more questions to you, yeah. But then we will listen to the opposition. Have you finished, so?
Yes, yeah, no, absolutely.
Because
Again,
you have a lot more time to.
in my mind, it's,
Okay.
it's quite
Yeah.
clear and obvious and swift. So.
Yeah, actually, I'm looking at the photograph you submitted, and that tells a lot. I think, yeah, maybe later on we can ask you a question on that. Yeah, we are ready for the opposition. Yeah.
Anthony, you've been unmuted.
Good morning, Chair and Committee. Apparently this place,
Can you give us your first and last name and your address for the record? Thank you.
okay, sure. It's Anthony Simone. I'm addressing 1106, 1108 Queen Street West.
Okay.
Neighbor. The applicant has been down this road before. They applied for the exact minor variances and the committee denied them in the past. And there is no reason to grant them variances today. The building is 10,000 square feet with 5,000 square feet on each floor. I believe the allowed use right now is 1.75 meters squared, which is about 1,884 square feet. Right now, they already exceed the limit of section 12.2.345 to bylaw 438-86 by 3,100 square feet, which is already double of what is allowed. This is not a minor variance. This would be more than 100% of the building of the permitted use. I'm just reading off my notes, so excuse me if I'm a little bit.
No, it's fine. Yeah,
okay.
you have time, yeah.
Their request for to permit a place of assembly use for a private art gallery is at front to allow weddings and event space, which is being operated as a banquet hall. They came to the committee to pull a fast one over everyone's eyes and head, making a mockery. I mean, it's never been used as a art gallery. They have a few. Twist Gallery is a business operated by the applicant's family. Let's not have a few pictures on the wall fool us, the committee here. Twist Gallery operates as a wedding and event space. You can check their website, see for yourself. Let me quote you from their website. Twist Gallery makes it easy to discover more about exhibits, details, and plan your next event. Are you envisioning an artistic wedding without limits? An event that sparks innovation or a gathering where community thrives? Call or email Nadia at Twist Gallery to connect with a wedding and event coordinator today. That's what's on their website. The gallery is actually closed. It's never operated. They just have pictures on the wall. Twist Gallery does not, okay, let me continue. Twist Gallery is not operated as an art gallery. No website indicates that it does. The only reason for this application is for the purpose to operate as an event space and get temporary liquor licenses for all events. Right now, next door, there is a true art gallery called Craft Ontario, 50 years in business, which does not need a minor variances. Yeah, like I never see more than 5, 6 people at the arc at the neighbor, which is owned by us, which is owned by this property, which is owned by our property. Okay, the reason for section 12-2, 345 to bylaw 438-86 was obtained by city council was to prevent such large gatherings in an area where buildings were more than 175 meters squared. The neighbor residents in the area complained about noise, urine outside, and overgathering on sidewalks. This space advertises that they fit 140 people per event and doesn't have the capacity to serve them with washrooms or how to accommodate and accommodate for 140 people parking spot, which is the other bylaw, I believe section number 3 there. Because they advertise that you can fit 140 people on that premises. I mean, the reason this, and people urinate on our building, next door and all over the place, because we need to pick up cigarette butts. We are blocked from walking and using the sidewalks because they're all gathered outside. This is not fair for the rest of the commercial tenants on the block. I'm open for questions. I really see there's 2 minor variances that really affect the area, and number 2 and number 3 on your agenda, which is the parking and how much is being used. The owner, this is about the owner being greedy, asking for. They just put in a new tenant on a restaurant on the ground floor, which is could have put a
Thank you.
commercial.
I think we heard that. Yeah. Well, so your 5 minutes is up. So yeah.
Sure.
You like.
I have some questions.
Yeah, we have some question for you. Actually, I have also. Yeah.
Okay, you can.
You go ahead. Please.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair.
Yeah.
Sorry, so you're the owner of another commercial building in the same block, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
1106, 1108 Queen Street.
Okay, and so I don't think you're wrong that they want permission to be able to use this for weddings and those types of events, but you heard that it's been operating that, essentially this way for 20 or 25 years. Would you agree that that's correct? And basically you think that the status quo isn't good? Is that what you're saying?
It hasn't been 25 years. It hasn't been 25 years. It's been, I would say, I think about 5 years. And putting another restaurant tenant on the main floor is actually over exceeded their capacity to allow this to happen, to allow the assembly of another place to operate and continue.
Okay.
I mean, they have 10,000 square feet of an assembly. Okay, and there's no space for that. And that's why these bylaws were put in, because of all the trouble that it creates for the neighbors and for the neighbors.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
My question is that I heard your presentation is that when it seems that if the second floor is also be used as also like a banquet facility on top of being an art gallery, that is how the impacts that you experience with parking and also just with the number of people on site. Is that the reason? My question is, if it's only remain as art gallery, that will not be of any trouble for you. But because it's used as a banquet hall, that will create most of the troubles, right?
Correct. A banquet, an art gallery that cannot apply for a liquor license and not be operated as an event.
Okay.
That's where all the problems start. When we had bylaw come out this summer. They were playing music on the street. The they thought it came from us, right? There were big assemblies, neighbors couldn't sleep because there are tenants on this, on second, also on Queen Street, on the second and third floors, and they made all the complaints, and they came to us thinking that it was us, but it was actually Twist Gallery.
Okay, thank you. And now, may I know also you're the owner of 1108 and 1106. May I know are these business properties, and what kind of business are they
So
compatible
one is-
to?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you,
It's fine.
Madam Chair.
Yeah, you can just answer the question. Yeah.
One is the adjacent tenant is Craft Ontario, which is an art gallery that operates, been operating for 50 years. Usually there's maybe 5, 6 people in there. There's not a large assembly. And it's a commercial space. And they rent, and it's a commercial space.
I see. It's all commercial space. Yeah, I see.
And right next door, there's Bosley Real Estate Company. Bosley is a real estate company that operates another commercial space. And my tenants are completely complaining about all the urine, all the cigarette butts. The neighbors are complaining always about the noise and effect, because it's surrounded in the back by neighbors, and then people walk and urinate on lawns
Yeah.
because of too many people.
And also, from your experience, this place, how often it is being used as an event place? Is weekly in the summer or daily? Just the frequency. I just like to know. Yeah.
I don't spend a lot of time down there, but the only time it's open is for an event space, for a party. If you can go there during the day, the doors are locked. It's not an art gallery.
Oh, I see. So, so
see-
it's almost how often? I mean, they run the event number like weekly or?
I wouldn't say weekly. I couldn't tell you the exact number.
No,
but
I can see. But then your feeling, I just want the feeling that you're feeling that they have every weekend they will have some kind of events, or once in a month or whatever, that kind of about estimate. Yeah.
I get the complaints. Whenever I go down there on the weeks, some weekends, I do see them preparing, but I couldn't give you a number on it. I think. But I do know that when they are there.
That's fine. I just said it's quite often in the summer. Is that what we can agree?
Summer and winter. They also do winter. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, I understand. Okay, any other questions to this speaker? No. Okay. All right. So that's all the speakers we have. Okay. So you have heard the questions and also the opposition, and including our questions to the speakers. You have 5 minutes to respond.
Certainly.
Yeah,
Thank you, Madam Chair. So unfortunately, I can't respond to hearsay and conjecture, and I really don't know, the events that transpired between these two neighbors, in respect of, whether the cigarette butts and the urine belong to, patrons of the art gallery establishment. We really can't respond to those. What we do know is that we are seeking variances to the enforced bylaws that prevent a place of assembly, so that the use can continue to exist as a venue that's available for art exhibitions, art classes, and culture events. It is not proposed to be a nightclub. It is not proposed to be an entertainment bar. What we're proposing is consistent with the uses that has been occurring on that property for almost 25 years, in previous iteration of Spin Art Gallery, and now in the iteration of Twist Gallery. It is also in keeping with the new provisions respecting business licensing to promote the night economy. And this is why we're here before you today.
Okay, thank you. I have one question. I did mention that when it was used as an event space, there's some, has it got a liquor license on the second floor?
Those are the terms for obtaining the assembly use through the new business licensing regime. If you meet certain specific criteria, number of patrons, whether you have a liquor license request, or there's a third criteria. Bear with me here. It's in my documents. The third criteria is your premise operating past a certain, past midnight. If you meet those three criteria, then you require the entertainment place of assembly business license.
Yes. Since you said that, and since you also told us that it's been operating as sometimes event space and have serving alcohols, and you do not have a permit to actually use it as a place of assembly. That's why you're here today, right? So do you mean that it's been operating as a place of assembly with alcohol in the past?
To the very best of my knowledge, this has been operating, holding compliance with all the bylaws and regulations that are
They actually
applicable.
have a liquor license without the permission to use as an assembly space?
I don't know the answer to that question. But what I do know is I'm here before you today because there was a business licensing regime change that occurred to support the night economy.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just trying to get the contradiction you just presented to us. You said that meeting the three criteria or the criteria in order to get a license. But since the first one of the criteria is that it is a place of assembly, but it's precisely that use is not permitted, how can that be met? And in order to have your license, a liquor license, I mean, I can't get that.
I was not involved in obtaining liquor licenses for past events and venues.
Okay, but you see my logic.
The new licensing regime came into effect. There's three specific criteria that need to be met. I'm here before you today to allow the
future, maybe, right? If you obtain the liquor license, I'm just saying that since you said that it's been operating in the past or in the currently, and means that
as a private art gallery.
But you do not believe that they use alcohol in the specific
I cannot answer that question.
Okay.
I am aware that it's
you answered the question. Thank you. I just
is-
want to bring up what I understood what you presented.
I sense the contradiction that you're
Yeah.
identifying here.
Yeah.
But to the very best of my knowledge, this has been operating as a private art gallery and used as an event space for art classes, art exhibitions, and the occasional wedding reception.
Okay, thank you. Oh, all right, so any other questions? Yeah.
If I may just make a comment and question at the same time. The website for Twist indicates that it's been in operation since 2010. 2010. It says February 2010, she, meaning the young owner whose name is Nadia Kakradonis. She's the visionary behind the entire space. She founded it in 2010, so it's not 25 years.
Prior to Twist Gallery, prior to 2010, it operated as a venue called,
Same owner or different owner?
I don't know who the owner was, but it operated as Spin Gallery.
Oh, okay. So this is a
Which
new...
was also a private art gallery with the occasional venue for the purposes of events and...
So if I may just also ask, I think part of the neighbors' concerns, noise, sound, a gathering, I mean, any gathering, if you've got a gathering where a liquor permit is provided by the LCBO, there'll be a seating limit. So you can't have 500 people in a space that, liquor won't be served for 500 in a space that's smaller.
Correct.
So that's always the case. So the events, I suspect, part of the problem, sometimes when we have restaurants that want to have a backyard patio, and concerns from the neighbors include noise and so on, would something like a condition that events at this particular place cease, say at midnight, no amplified sound, so that the issue of noise is not an issue, that the event ends at a reasonable hour, especially for the bride and groom. They need to go home, start their life. So I'm just wondering if conditions such as those, because we've imposed those on restaurants with patios, for example, outdoors, and particularly at the back, we've put those into place in the past.
My thoughts are
how
that.
would that work for your client?
My thoughts are that there's already municipal regulations that control and regulate noise in the city, including amplified sound and music. There's the noise bylaw, I think it's 569.
Do you know what it states in terms of time?
I believe it does have a midnight cutoff for a certain decibel level.
So if we impose a time, it would only complement the existing bylaw.
Effectively be redundant, yeah, or complement.
Complementary redundancy, yeah. That might work.
Well, the committee is free to impose what conditions.
No, I see this venue as an interesting one, and there are art galleries that I personally have been to where it's an art gallery that hosts other functions, not necessarily a wedding, space is smaller, but they do utilize the space differently, assembly for different purposes. So I can see the merits of the application. But I also see the arguments and concerns of the neighbors, and I think one has to kind of balance those.
Okay, we can discuss
I'll let
that,
my
yeah.
colleague.
Yeah, please, yeah. Questions first, yeah.
So I think some of the confusion about the application, and I'd just like you to confirm that my understanding is correct, because I think that will be helpful, has to do with this change to the night economy business regulation. So because of that change, you now need an assembly use to do things for which you legally were able to do before without the assembly use, and that's why you're before us.
This is my understanding. That is absolutely correct.
That they were having these receptions, but they were legally allowed to do it without an assembly use until they now need the assembly business permits, and to qualify for that, they need different zoning.
There are two licenses now required. You require an entertainment place of assembly license,
Yeah.
and then the business license for the operation of the space. And this is where that
And to get that license, the zoning needs to match with the assembly use.
precisely.
Whereas that license used to not be needed for this type of event.
Correct.
And that's why it's been legally operating for, be it 15 years or 25 years, but now needs this zoning change.
Yes, thank you so kindly for clarifying it for the chair, but that.
No,
that
I
is
just
absolutely
wanted, that
correct.
was what I
Yes.
was sort of understanding, but I just wanted to make sure that I was right on that. Okay,
Yes.
thanks.
Yeah, that actually clarify a lot of my questions, because about the, okay, I can give if there's no conversation. So do we have any more questions first? We can move into. Okay, we don't have any more questions now. We are committee. Yes, that's what I try to clarify, whether they, in the name.
Whether they were being illegal before and
Illegal,
now
because
trying
the
to-
alcohol
but-
part is my problem.
Yeah,
It's despite whether it's a gallery or a restaurant, they still need to have license for that,
of course.
right? So I do not know under what status that they could have obtained that.
I
That's
can't
what I'm-
imagine they could operate for 20 years. Like, there are certain things that can go unnoticed, but 20 years of running events without a liquor license, I'm sure they would have been caught, so.
I'm not too sure yet,
yeah.
but how do I know?
Yeah,
That's why
no,
I
that's
asked
true.
the questions. Yeah. It is.
I have some thoughts. I think it's very supportable, and I think it's very supportable without any condition in terms of time, because I do see it as very different than those situations that Mr. Byatt, Member Byatt was referring to, that we have seen before, where it's, a patio in a backyard. And, I'm thinking of some that were, one where we imposed a condition exactly like that was sort of on Bathurst and backing into kind of residential area. And not that this doesn't back into a residential area, but this backs into a residential area in West Queen West where they know that this is happening. It's not backing into a residential area where we're introducing a new use. It's a residential area where the people that are living there know it's a night economy zone and know that this noise is happening. And for the adjacent business owner, you know, his rents, the rent that he's getting on his property, I'm sure, is substantial, and it's because this neighborhood is renowned for being a lively neighborhood. If we can't have weddings here, where in the city are people going to get married? So I don't know. I'm pretty strongly in favor.
It just says city hall, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true.
No, my thought, because I ask all these questions, is because I want to know the actual operation. So it seems that they come forth to try to license and make everything legal under the current regulations. So without asking all those questions, when you look at the variances, it seems that being in Queen West, everybody knows this area. I know this area very well, and I think that the current use is actually supportable because of the vibrant, keeping vibrant, and also it's an older building, is like more humanistic, and we want to keep this kind of character on Queen Street West. So, but when you look at the variances, you really cannot tell the whole story, right? So that's why I ask all these questions. And then I hope that if they only asking to permit assembly use as a gallery and also a restaurant and the retail downstairs to remain, and really if they follow what they can do and they can and don't do what they cannot do, I think I'm okay with supporting.
If I might just put my 2 cents worth in, or now it's 10 cents, I think. I must say thank you very much to Mr. Ghosh for getting the clarification that you got with the agent, because that, I think, makes a big difference. It almost seems to be more of a technical request at this stage. And the use of the building, I think, is fine. You know, mixed uses, art gallery one day, art classes another day, and a wedding the following night. So I do not see an issue with this particular application. I do believe it is supportable.
And I did hear the oppositions, and really the behavior of people. I mean, the owner can do certain degree of maybe make it easier to put more washrooms on site or something. I do not know. What I'm trying to say is that this committee is really difficult for us to say using our conditions or what to regulate people's behavior. Anyway, you know.
Yeah, condition that no one smoke in proximity, it's not going to do much.
Yeah, exactly. So I just would say that we have heard the opposition's grievances, and I hope that the owner of this property have heard that too, and just try to make things easier for your neighbors. And that's all we can encourage, right? Yeah. So, all right, so anyone want to make more comment, or we do have a motion on the floor?
Sure, I'm
Ghosh,
happy to move to approve it. And joking aside, I think you make a good point that the owners for the property hopefully are listening and can try to mitigate these issues for their neighbor. I mean, that certainly should be encouraged. But I would move to approve it without condition.
Okay.
I'll second that, Chair.
Okay, all in favor with no conditions? Unanimously approved. Thank you for your presentation. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, we move to item 5. It's 603 Sherbourne Street. This is to permit a 30 undersized, partially obstructed vehicle parking spaces within the existing underground parking garage, and in a 53-story mixed-use building, and which is currently under construction. We received survey site plan elevations and also 5 photographs and a cover letter from the agent. And we also receive a decision affecting the property and small car space review and obstructed parking space inventory, ground floor landscape plan, and also zoning, the zoning bylaw, the specific zoning bylaw from the agent. And we also receive comments from Heritage and Transportation Engineering. And we receive no letter of oppositions or support. So welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam Chair and Committee.
Through you, Madam Chair,
Yeah.
we have the agent in person and no registered
No,
speakers.
okay. Yeah, just, yeah, tell us the name and address for the record, please.
Sure. My name is Justine Reyes. I'm the agent for the registered owner, and my address is 5255 Yonge Street.
Okay, thank you. And
Also with me, just for the record, is Miss Jennifer Shropshire. She is a client representative,
Okay.
and she's also a senior development manager with Concert Properties.
Thank you. Yeah, welcome. So, okay, because it's not a contested application, we usually will ask the panel whether they require presentation first. Do you want a small presentation, or you're okay? Okay, we do not need a presentation, so maybe they will have questions. Any questions? Yes.
Maybe just one, if I may. I'm just looking at your presentation.
Yes.
I take it the parking spots that are in purple.
Yes, that's correct.
Those are the ones that have some obstruction, the piping. The photographs are helpful, by the way.
Yes, those are the ones that have the obstruction, and I guess just for clarity, I can just let you know that the piping that's there, they relate to the fire safety system for the underground garage. So they were just installed a little bit farther from the pillar than they should have been, and that's what related to the obstruction of those parking spaces.
And really, when it comes to the width, 2.6 meters, I believe, is the width required. But with the piping, it would be 2.9, but you can't make, so it's back to 2.6.
That's right, yeah. The underground parking garage, and in fact, most of the building, it's almost complete. So it was only part of the inspection as part of the draft plan of condominium process that they actually saw that those pipes were invading into the 2.6, which is the standard under the bylaw. And so now it's just not the extra 0.3 that's under the zoning bylaw that we can't accommodate.
Thank you.
So in the transportation report, they mentioned that if the undersized parking or obstructed parking space that you will provide notice or some kind of warning for the future owners?
Yes, so I can speak to that as well. I've been advised by my client that those parking spaces have also not been sold.
Not been sold yet?
Yeah, so at the time that they are going through a purchase and sale, there will be appropriate documentation provided to those owners. But at this time, there's no one that has purchased it that would be affected by those spaces.
So that's much better position, because otherwise they feel that we could shortchange, right? They don't want to shortchange clients. Okay, any question? Any other question? Okay, I think we do not have any more questions. Now we're in committee. Okay, anyone want to take this up?
Sure.
Oh, the transportation, is it going to be a condition? Because they
Through
asked
you,
them-
Madam
there
Chair,
was some-
it's not a condition from transportation.
It's just a suggestion.
It would be secured, anything to do with the undersized parking and an agreement and documentation would be secured through the site plan application
okay.
or through the condo deck, through a purchase and sale agreement. And transportation confirmed that in their email. It was more of just a heads-up advisory for future.
Okay, so we do not need to include, okay, that's a good clarification. I thought maybe we have to impose that. Okay. Mrs. Byatt? Yeah.
Sure, thank you, Chair. I think this is very straightforward, and thank you for the photographs, and the presentation material makes it much easier to understand. I don't see any downside to this application, so I'd like to move approval, and I don't believe there are any conditions.
No, yeah. Yes,
Bizir.
Bizir, yeah, Ms. Bizir, yeah. Second? All in favor? Yeah, no conditions? Okay, all in favor, unanimously approved. Thank you for coming. Item 6 is 45 Fern Avenue. This is to alter the existing 2.5-story detached dwelling by constructing a rear one-story addition, a rear ground floor deck with stairs, and one residential dwelling unit within the basement. Also is to construct a new one-story auxiliary building, which is a storage shed within the in the rear yard, and there will be a total of 2 residential dwelling units on this lot, and one in the basement level, and one occupying the first and second and third levels. And we receive a survey site plan, floor plans and elevation, cover letter from the agent, and also Arbor's report from the agent, and we receive staff report from Metrolinx. I think that we haven't received any oppositions or support.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online
Okay.
and no registered speakers.
No, we just-
Good morning,
Jay,
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Jade Smith, agent for the application. My address is 2493 Frankfield Road in Mississauga.
Okay, thank you. Since it's not a contested application and it seems that you're only seeking for 2 variances, we're going to see whether we require presentation from you. No presentation. What about questions? Do we have questions? No. Okay, we do not have a question either. Do you have anything you want to address the panel before we move into discussion for decision?
No, thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, you don't want to tell us anything more? Okay, thank you. We have received your material and we also have reviewed all of them. So now we are in committee. Yes, please, yeah.
We only have 2 small variances, and the plans show what they're doing. It's a renovation and a new shed. They're adding a basement unit. There's nothing, the variances are quite small to do a renovation that's in keeping with the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I view it as minor, and I'll just turn that into a motion to approve it.
And if no condition, but we have a Metrolink report, we just received it, right?
Through you, Madam Chair, there is conditions from Metrolinx related to the warning clause.
Which I would leave out of my motion. I don't think there's a need.
Okay, all right, do we have a second?
I'll
Mrs.
second
Bias,
it,
second?
Chair.
All in favor? I'm not going, unanimously approved. Thank you, it's approved. So we move to the next item is 7, which is 307 Lakeshore Boulevard East. And we have, this is to permit a studio use, a temporary one, as a space for workshops, classes, and small group training within the existing 2-story detached building. We have a survey, site plan, floor plan, elevation, 2 photographs, and a cover letter from the agent. We have received no opposition or support on this item. So welcome back, and tell us your name and address just for the record. Okay. Again, please. Yeah.
through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent in person and no registered speakers.
Yes.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members. My name is Robert Bader, B-A-D-E-R. I reside at 38 Albany Street, A-L-B-A-N-I. I'm here representing the future operators of the property known as 307 Lakeshore Boulevard East. I'm happy to hear that there are no, I'm not going to get blindsided on this matter. I have not prepared a presentation. I believe that the covering letter and planning rationale that I've provided in support of this application speaks for itself. Again, this is more of a technical matter. The only deepening concern, and we sought legal advice on, and we consulted with planning staff on this one as well, is can the temporary use provisions contained inside of the holding bylaw be varied? And the answer is yes, and that's the reason why I'm here before you today.
Okay. Any question? I have one.
I do. Unlike the previous application, though, this space hasn't been used for this type of purpose.
Funny that you should mention it. I was just advised by the owner that this used to be the Sidewalk Labs offices. So
What is the
It did
size of
operate
that?
in a capacity of, providing studio space and, as, holding, public meetings and whatnot. So it did in fact operate in that capacity.
My other question is that in the purpose clause, you have asked for temporary use as a studio and all that stuff. Temporary for how long?
36 months
36.
is our
36
request.
months.
Correct.
So what happened after the first 6 months? It will be something else?
So the property is the subject of a OLT appeal, Ontario Land Tribunal appeal.
Okay.
That is not the reason why we're here today.
No.
We're here today because in the interim, while this goes through its redevelopment approvals gauntlet, we are seeking to utilize the space, for a use that's, better than vacant.
So 36 months is from 2026?
Yeah, let's say, 2026 to 2029.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. If we're going to consider a decision, maybe we have to include this period, right? Yeah.
And then it's supposed to become a tower, like a condo or rental tower?
Yes, to the best of my knowledge, yes, something in accordance with,
The
what is it,
OLT
the
permission.
Queens Quay Harborfront District Plan. We're staying out of that whole, that whole side of this.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, no more questions. No more speakers, right? Okay, now we're in committee.
Yeah, if I may start, Chair, I think this was, when I first saw the application, I was also curious about the entire process, but the cover letter actually was very helpful.
Yeah.
And one of the things that when we see temporary, wondering, to your same question, how long?
Yeah.
And the cover letter answers that question. It was for 36 months. So I think this is, in a sense, a technical matter, and to the agent's point about it's better to have a structure utilized than to sit empty vacant for 3 years or more.
Yeah.
So I have no concerns about this application at all.
And so we will impose an expiring date, 36 months from 2026?
Either that, or I'm not sure how we want to word it, 36 months, or
Our
as per the
deputy
cover
secretary,
letter.
our deputy
Through the
secretary-
chair, should you want to impose a condition with a timeline, it would
Yes.
be from the date of the final and binding of the decision. So
Okay.
we have standard language for
Yeah,
that.
so that will give them 36 months anyway, right? So, yeah, for 36 months from the date of binding decision. Okay.
I would give them a little longer.
Oh, yeah, I think
because-
maybe another 4 months. or 4
Yeah,
months.
or even another 2 years. I might give them 5 years, because my sort of thought is I just see developments often take a lot longer than we think to get off the ground. And sometimes they stall entirely, and this building could be there for 20 years. But I still think putting a use limit putting a time limit of some duration makes sense, because if this building does exist for 20 years, the neighborhood is changing fast and becoming more residential, and maybe this use isn't good forever. But I'd give them 5 years, because I feel like if they're only at the OLT right now, to say they're going to be building this in 3 years might be optimistic.
Oh, okay. Since we agree on that, I have no problem with extending to 5 years, but it's up to
No,
the members.
I think Mr. Gosha's point is very well taken. And economic conditions are such right now, the uncertainties 36 months, who knows? Depends on what Donald does next. So I think we could put in a 5-year
Yes.
term, and presumably when 5 years comes up and they need more.
I mean, and hopefully by then they are under construction. They're hoping to
Exactly.
be within 3 years, but.
Okay.
Exactly.
So it seems that we have a motion. Let's have a motion then, please, yeah, with the 5 years.
Sure, yeah, I would move to approve it. Sorry, through you, Madam Chair, to the Secretary Treasurer, how should I best word this condition?
Through the chair, so for the term of 5 years, and then we have our standard condition language that we would say expiring from the final and binding decision.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I would move to approve it for a term of 5 years.
Okay. And Mr. Bai, second?
Certainly, I'll second that, Chair.
All in favor of the 5, we see, we were very good. It's approved unanimously. Yeah, thank you. All right, so the next item is item number 8, is 155 DOVERCOURT Road. This is to permit an existing eating establishment use located in the portion of the ground floor of the existing mixed-use detached dwelling, and which currently is under construction for a third floor addition, and approve under minor variances. There will be a total of 4 residential units, 1 retail unit, and 1 eating establishment, including the takeout use on the site. We receive a survey, site plan, floor plan elevations, 5 photographs, and a cover letter from the agent and decision affecting the property, and also some presentation material from the agent. And we have not received any opposition or support on this. Yeah. And we are ready.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online and no registered speakers.
Yeah.
You should.
Hi.
Oh.
Yes. So my name is Yu Chu Su. My address is 360 Dufferin Street, Unit 103.
Okay, thank you. Since it's not contested application, I'm going to see, do we require a presentation or you have questions?
Maybe a couple of questions.
Yes. I don't think we need a presentation from you. We have received your material and reviewed that. And, but we do have a couple of questions here. Okay, go ahead, please, Mr. Byatt. Yeah.
Thank you, Chair. I take it the new building that won't have any, because I think the old building seemed to have a laundromat.
There was a laundromat.
Yeah, so that's not going to be there anymore.
No. So it was an existing retail use, and in our original minor variance application in 2023, we proposed to keep the retail use. What we intend on using the space for is a cafe, and we found out when we submitted a plumbing permit update to run the plumbing for the cafe that the cafe is considered a takeout eating establishment.
Right.
That's why we're here. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Yeah. Okay, we do not have any more questions for you. Now, we're in committee. Yeah, it's quite straightforward because they just, yeah. So
even though it's a cafe, I'm almost surprised that no one came out in opposition because it is quite to the interior of a neighborhood, but I think it'll be good. And as you said, there was retail there before.
And to some degree, it's in keeping with the new city approach
Yeah,
to
exactly.
It is.
commercial.
and it's a corner lot, and I think that,
Yeah, I'm familiar with this corner, and it makes sense to continue some sort of commercial space, and I think it would serve the neighborhood well.
So, Ms. Pizzi, can you make give us a motion?
Sure, I'll offer a motion to approve the application. No conditions.
Okay, no conditions, right? Okay, Ms.
Sure,
Goss,
happy to
a second. All in favor of no conditions. It's approved unanimously. Thank you. So so before we move on, does anyone want a break or we are okay? Okay, let's move to item number 9. It's 119 BELLWOODS Avenue. This is to alter the existing rear one-story auxiliary building, which is a garage, by constructing a complete second-story addition, and which is cantilever with a balcony for Laneway Street. There will be a total of 2 residential units on this lot. One is Laneway Street and one in the main residential building. And the existing parking with the auxiliary building will be maintained. We have received a survey, site plan, floor plan, and elevation, revised site plan, and red line public notice. And we have 7 photographs and a cover letter from the agent. We have also received transportation report and also community planning. We have received oppositions from some individuals with no addresses, Mary Amanda, Ryan, I'm not going to pronounce his last name, but there are 6 individuals, maybe not 3 individuals with no addresses, and 123 Bellwood. Also, we received an opposition letter from them. So that's all. Thank you for coming.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent in person and no registered speakers.
Also, through you, Madam
Yes.
Chair, given that a revised plan was
Yes.
submitted in a red line notice, it would be
Yes.
prudent for the agent to start by going
Exactly.
through
That's-
the revisions.
Yes. Before we start, give us your first and last name.
Yeah,
and your
good morning.
address.
My name is Xiao Wei.
Yes.
Last name is Chen.
Yes.
I'm the agent for this project.
Yeah. Because we usually will go through the revision first before, and you make your
Okay,
presentation.
just for the red line.
Yeah, the red line, yeah,
Okay.
just give us the, go, based on our agenda, just
Okay,
tell us
yes.
which variants you're changing.
Thank you. So after discussion with the city staff, we agreed to change two variants. Number one is regarding the soft landscaping area.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
And-
red line number first. So we increased the soft landscaping area from 35% to 50%.
Okay. Which is the 24.5 as it's written, right?
Right.
A square meter.
Yeah.
And do you, it also, do you delete?
Yes, the second red line is regarding the variance number 6.
6, you eliminate that?
Remove
right?
that.
We remove that.
Yeah, we increase one more bicycle
Yes.
parking spot.
So that's all the revisions, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's the, do we have other people want to speak in opposition? Okay, since there are no other speakers want to speak to this item, I'm going to see whether we require presentation from you. No? Any, okay, do we have questions to him? No. Okay. And I have one very quick, you can clarify it, is variance number 5. The
building height?
Yeah, variance number 5. Why you need such a high, that's the height, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I just want to know, because normally, even if you are at 7.5 distance from the main residential building, the permitted height is only 6.3.
Yeah.
And you're asking even beyond that, and we have a smaller distance. I just want to know why you need that extra height.
Probably we can see the sections. Let's see the sections from the...
Because it's quite a bit. I noticed your floor like ceiling heights are pretty high for Laneway Street, and your garage is also very high.
This one, so our proposal is 6.78 meters. The bylaw is 6.3.
Yeah.
The variance is 7.6%. 7.6%.
Yeah.
Maybe we can reduce 2 inches or something, because the height mostly from the parapet wall. We want to make the roof so for the storm water it's easy to organize, go to the transport. It's 2%.
Yeah, I can see, but I think that you can reduce it because most of the, the permitted height is already allowing that, but then you do have a ceiling height on the second floor, 9 feet.
Yeah.
But then you can reduce it maybe to 8 feet, 6 even, you're still a very good ceiling height.
I don't think it's a problem, yes.
So
no problem.
If I suggest to reduce it, minus 15 is 6.6
Yeah,
6.6 meter.
yeah, 6.6 meter. I'm right on
Then
this.
it will actually allow you to have a good ceiling height plus the roof structure.
Yeah,
I
still, yeah.
think. Yeah, so we are going to revise that one too. Okay.
Yeah, 6.6 meters, yeah.
That I think is more supportable. Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Okay, no more questions? So we are in committee now. I'm happy because I noticed that they really, 9 feet is for.
I think it's a good change to make it more in keeping with the bylaw, and
Yeah.
it's good to have people have similar standards.
Yeah.
But I do note that across the laneway is a 3-story laneway suite, so, and I
really?
found it interesting, the objection letters of this will set a bad precedent, because this is kind of at an intersection of 2 laneways. And I think the other 3 corners already have laneway suites, and one of them, like I said, is a 3-story laneway suite, which I've never really seen elsewhere in the city. So to say it's not, it's kind of the corner that's not in keeping for not having a laneway suite. So
Yes, I agree, but
think
then
it's-
on the other hand,
Yeah.
because they still have 8'6" ceiling height.
Yeah.
My house is only.
No, I
8 feet. Pretty good.
agree, and it brings it closer to the standards, and the standards exist for a reason, so I
Yeah.
don't disagree, but I think as, on the whole, I find it very much in keeping for the area.
Yes, I think in the area, BELLWOODS Avenue is, I think that is suitable for, development is suitable for the site. Yeah.
And I think the other mitigating factor is the fact that it is on that corner and it's not midway. I think that makes a difference as well.
So it seems like we.
I think those are all good compromises.
Yeah, we agree. Yeah, so it seems that we sound like we have a motion here.
Through you, Madam Chair, first,
Yes.
we may want to just jump out of committee quickly to confirm with the applicant that they are also removing variance number 6.
Yeah.
We did that on the record at the start in the red
Yeah,
line.
we already
Oh,
did.
okay,
confirmed
so,
that.
and the agent did state that on the record, because we didn't seem to have that come through clearly. It was on the revised notice, but we'll just, okay, as long as that's
We
clarified for the
It was on
record.
But,
Yeah. I asked that specifically, and he agreed to delete that. Yeah. Okay, so we got 3 revisions, and then you got all of them, right? So, all right.
Sure,
Now we
I'm-
go back to, yeah,
I'm happy to move to approve it. Well, sorry, actually, before I do that, let's just double check the planning condition.
transportation have, no, the community will have 2 planning conditions, the bike space and also
So
the site
related
plan.
to the site plans.
Yeah, okay, and that, I was just thinking, since we made another red line, whether it would be an issue, but I don't think it is, so we might as well impose the planning conditions. I don't see a harm, so I would move to approve it as amended, subject to the planning conditions.
Okay, the planning condition. Anyone second? Yes. PC, second? All in favor with the amended application? Thank you. All in favor, yes. Thank you for coming. So I ask again, anyone need a break or carry on? Okay. Yeah. The good troopers. Okay, item 10 is 416 Lauder Avenue. This is to alter the existing 2-story semi-detached dwelling by enclosing a portion of the front covered porch into a habitable space with a new exterior staircase, and to construct a new rear 2-story addition with a basement walkout. The existing rear auxiliary building, which is a detached garage, will be maintained and unaltered. We received a survey site plan, floor plan, elevations, 5 photographs, and also of tree, and also of the property, and 3 photographs of neighboring property, and 2 letters in support of 414 and 420 Lauder Avenue. And we're ready, yes,
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online, no registered speakers.
Oh, okay.
Bruno, you have been unmuted.
Good morning, Madam Chair, committee members. My name is Bruno Lopes from MXL Engineering and Associates, located at 1649 St. Clair Avenue West, and representing the owner.
Okay, thank you. We have received 2 letters of support, but no opposition, so it's not a contested application. So I was going to see whether we require a presentation from you. No. Do we have questions for the applicant? No? Okay. We have reviewed the materials that you have submitted, so we are ready to discuss in the committee. Do you have any issues you want to address us before we do that?
No, absolutely. This is a very straightforward application. We did our due diligence homework to bring it to the very minimum. We spoke to the neighbors. They are in favor, so I believe this is a very supportable application.
Yeah. And my question is, this kind of enclosure is quite common in the area, is that?
Absolutely, through you, Madam Chair, actually.
Okay.
To you, Madam Chair. Yes, the next door neighbor actually has it fully enclosed, so we are just proposing half enclosure.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. All right, so any other, yeah, we have one more question.
Yeah, I just have a quick question, if I may. Variance number 2 is asking for variance related to rear yard soft landscaping. But when I was looking at the site plan, I don't see any indication of soft landscaping on your site plan.
Through you, Madam Chair.
Yes.
I'll look at briefly at the drawings, but I believe on the very first pages of the drawings, we actually, if you look at page A0104, A0104, you'll have the schematics of the existing. We are doing a massive betterment. So if you see the image in the middle is the existing. So up top on the middle image, you'll see the existing. So we are proposing a massive increase, and even the pathway to the garage, we are trying to do it with pavers, and in between pavers, we put landscaping. So we did our best effort. Unfortunately, we couldn't make it just by a narrow. But again, we are improving, I would say, at least 60%, 70% of the existing condition.
Okay, I got it finally. Thank you.
Yeah, the diagrams, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Yeah. All right, no more questions. Okay, now we are in committee. Okay. Yeah, the diagrams are pretty clearly, it's a good improvement. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Sure, I'll just move to approve it. I think that was a nice explanation about the improvement to the soft landscaping situation. Still needs a variance, but the 2 variances taken together are pretty small for a renovation that's sort of in keeping with what we see in the area. So I would move to approve it.
So do we have a second? Who's first? Ms. PCA, thank you. Yeah. All in favor with no conditions? All in favor, unanimously approved. Thank you. It's approved. Okay. Item 11 is deferred. Yeah. And then item 12 is 135 DEWHURST Boulevard is to construct a new 1-story detached exterior building, which is a 1-car garage, and it's abutting Somers Avenue. We received survey, site plan, floor plan, elevations, 2 photographs, and a decision of the subject property affecting the subject property, and arborist report from the agent, staff report from urban forestry. And yes, and also a staff so a comment with alternative conditions 1 and 2. Yeah, 2 conditions. Yeah, okay.
To you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online and no registered speakers.
Oh, okay.
My name is Tony Henriquez. I'm the applicant for the application. I'm at 543 Concord Avenue.
Thank you. Since you haven't got any oppositions, so let's see whether we require a presentation from you or we have questions. Yes, please, Mr. Byatt. Yeah.
Just a question. I'm just wondering, unless I've got some information that's incorrect, but on our forestry report, 135 Dewhurst, which is item number 12, it's got a forestry condition 5.
Yeah,
Yes.
they recommend a refusal, but often when they do that, it's followed by report 2, urban forestry, saying that even if we were approved, they will have to do certain things that they recommend. That's the question they should ask the applicant. Yeah.
And through you, Madam Chair, Urban Forestry does also recommend that if despite the committee not refusing the application or the variances, that they would then recommend condition number 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
Yes, I would like to just clarify something, if I may.
Okay, please. Yeah, that's why we asked you this question. Yes.
Yes, basically, there's an existing garage there. We're proposing to replace the existing garage with a new garage in the same location. We're not going any closer to the tree. And our proposed garage is going to be a slab on grade, so there would be no foundation. So we're not going to disrupt the tree any more than the existing garage.
But you are still required to apply for a permit from urban forestry. Yeah.
Yes, and we will.
Condition number 2. Yeah.
And
yeah. Okay, please. Yeah.
And even though it's slab on grade, you will be pouring a new slab, right? So there'll be a bit of excavation there.
I'm not really sure if there would be an excavation or not, but basically the existing slab will be taken out and the new slab will be replaced in the same location.
Yeah, but the slabs still need parameter footings. Usually it's about 4 feet down anyway, right? So.
No, we're not going with the foundation. It's going to be slab on grade. So the garage will be right on top of the slab. No foundation will be required.
Anyway, yeah, I'm not going to go into detail, but anyway, yes. So but then you are required to get a proper permit from urban forestry anyway, right? You have to,
yes, we will.
Yeah.
Just for clarification again, so the 2 variances that you're asking for are actually existing circumstances. So the existing garage is already has a lot coverage of 53.9%, and the ancillary building will have lot coverage of 13.4. Is that my understanding, or am I incorrect? Because you're basically building on top of the existing structure, removing the existing, replacing on the existing footprint.
Pretty well, that's it. There is also a shed on the opposite side of the tree, and basically the garage is going to be increased to the size of the shed and the garage together. So it will be larger than the existing garage.
And that's variance number 2 that kicks in then?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So, any more questions? Okay. So to clarify that you have actually increased the size of the new garage, right? That's an increase.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
But we're replacing both the garage and the shed.
Okay. All right. All right. So any other questions? No. So now we are in committee. Yeah, so would like to start. It seemed, I thought that in the beginning was just the same size, but they have increased it. So,
if you look on Street View, there's 3 or 4 large trees in the backyard. So I'm not as concerned as forestry, because I think the canopy will still be there even if the closest tree is affected. And they're expanding the garage away from the tree. On the other hand, if we're balancing tree canopy versus larger garage, I would tend to be in favor of tree canopy, but I think in this site, it's probably fine to approve it subject to condition 2 because there are
Yeah.
those other trees.
Mm-hmm. Oh, exactly. I think that they have to get approval if they really want to hurt or cut down a tree, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
hopefully it will not hurt that tree. Okay. All right. So any other comments? All right. So you want to have a motion? You put a motion forth?
Sure. I'll move to approve it subject to forestry condition number 2.
Okay. Mhm. All right.
I'll second that, Chair.
Okay, see a second. All in favor with that condition? Okay, if the conditions approved unanimously. And that's item 12. Item 13, which is 380 Strathmore Boulevard, is to alter the existing 2.5-story detached dwelling by constructing front side, rear roof alteration, and to create a full third floor within the same building footprint. We have received survey site plan, floor plan elevations, 6 photographs, and presentation material from the agent, and also we received a TTC report. Yeah.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online and no registered speakers.
Mm-hmm.
Adria, you have been unmuted.
Good morning, Chair and members of the committee. My name is Adri Durazo from Replacement Design, located at 160 The Westway, Unit 16A in Etobicoke. I'm here today on behalf of the property owners at 380 Strathmore Boulevard. Would the committee like a presentation?
Mm-hmm. Okay. No, just wait a second. Yeah, because you do not have any opposition. Let me check. Any questions? I do have one question about the TTC report. It seems that you're required to have a TTC technical report review. Are you aware of that?
Yes, we are aware that we will need the TTC technical review prior to the issuance of the permit, and we will follow up with them as soon as the committee meeting has passed.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you. That's my questions. So do you have anything you want to address the panel? We are ready to move into this discussion. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're in committee. My question, do we need, to the Deputy Secretary Treasurer, do we need to put that as a condition, or whether they already require automatically?
Through you, Madam Chair, it is a requested condition from TTC, and it's condition number 1 regarding technical review, as well as condition number 3 for construction agreement, and condition number 5 with respect to the solicitor's undertaking with the warning clause. So conditions 1, 3, and 5 from
So
TTC.
we might as well put it as condition because they are very specific things that they have to do. Okay. You can start though.
Thank you. Yes, Chair, I think just to comment before, I think the TTC piece was a little puzzling, not puzzling, but it threw you off because it's identified as an advisory report, but actually there are conditions in the report. So
advisory conditions, yeah.
So I think this is a very straightforward application. Both the variances that are requested are both minor in nature. There's no change to the footprint of the property. The only conditions are the TTC conditions. I'd like to move approval with those conditions in place.
Ms. PCA, second?
Second, yeah.
Thank you. All in favor of the TTC conditions, unanimously approved. Thank you, is approved.
Through you, Madam Chair, if members wanted a break, this might be a good time as there's a number of speakers for item 14.
Yes, let's break for 10 minutes. Come back for 11:46. Thank you. Yeah.
Everyone mute, turn on your cameras, mute your microphone.
humans and left mice, we have 99% of genes
Are the same?
I don't know, I'm really young. So we have.
I believe it.
I think that is a lot of.
Go through the maze.
We, in order for a brain to work.
Reset.
Okay, maybe I'll do. So there are so many good farmers markets. Yeah, there's several in my end of town. So.
Any options?
So it's the Trinidadian Devils again, which was very good when I had it, but maybe I'll go somewhere else for variety.
Okay. All right.
I tried that previously. The problem was.
It's very messy.
Very messy.
Yeah.
No utensils of any kind. So why waste it?
Yeah.
So,
I know, it's funny, we were going out to dinner last night, and then we got all dressed up, and then I was like, wait, we're going for Italian food, so saucy and oily, and Sean's like, I'm never gonna be able to put this new outfit. I'm like, oh my god, calm down. I'm like, you can wear it up. I'm like, we have to change. We had to actually change out of nice clothes into something like, you know, whatever.
Moderately less nice
Yeah.
because you know the sauce. is
Yeah,
gonna-
exactly.
so it's the choices are between
Yeah.
the Trinidad Cherokee or double
Yeah.
to New Orleans.
Yeah. I'll go further if you'll.
Well, it seems like there may be some more time, so you might have more time to break. Don't jinx it. Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Kirk, you're all good.
Oh, this next one is.
You're all good.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry. Okay. Can I move into the room?
Just wait a second.
Oh, Yum's not here.
Yeah, I know, but you had. I think Ian had specifically asked him, and you were removing 6, and he said yes, but maybe because it's Ian had asked him, he just said yes, that's what it was.
Yeah, so.
But it was on the record.
Okay, good, yeah, I was just getting permissions myself. Oh, okay, well, maybe it's good, but it's good for this side. So remember, we start with the people in person first to speak.
Okay. Okay.
And they're definitely not the same person. John is.
No. I don't remember now, but I checked it. I asked them, and they are not like he said. He's by himself in his home, and she's another address, and then the other guy is just like a watching. So.
All right, members, you can turn on your videos, please. Unmute the room.
Okay. Now we resume with item number 14, 317 Hyde Park Avenue. This is to construct a new 4-story apartment building, which has got a basement level with a rear 4-story balcony. Also to construct a rear 1-story auxiliary building for garage storage, as well as a bicycle maintenance space. There will be a total of 16 residential units on this lot. We received survey, site plan, floor plan elevations, 3 photographs of the property, and also a decision affecting such a property. We received a tree preservation plan, also a justification letter, and the zoning bylaw affecting the subject property from the agent. We received email corresponding from transportation staff, report from Metrolinx, and also a 10 letter of 10 signature petition in support. And also is on Hyde Park Avenue. We also received opposition from 311 Hyde Park Road and 313, 315 from Hyde Park Road, and 3 individuals, and also 215, 314, 275 from Hyde Park Road in opposition. Yeah.
Through you, Madam Chair, also for the record, with respect to the 10 signature petition and support, we did receive correspondence from the owner occupant of 279 Hyde Park, who has withdrawn their support.
Oh, 279 withdrawn, okay. 279 withdrawn, okay. All right, so we're ready, and how much, yeah.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent in person and 3 registered speakers, 2 in person and 1 online.
Okay, thank you. So you do have some opposition, so give us your name and address, and you can.
Yes, it's still the morning, so good morning, committee. David Eagleman, Associate and Registered Professional Planner at Design Plan Services, Inc., 87 Skyway Avenue, Suite 200.
Okay, thank you. Since you do have some opposition, so presentation is probably is a good idea. So
yes.
Tell us if you want to bring up any material before we start the time. Yeah.
Yes, through you, Madam Chair, if staff could please bring up the first attachment A to my planning justification letter, that would be great.
Okay.
Thank you. So, through you, Madam Chair, I did provide a detailed justification letter, as you mentioned, that I hope the committee has had a chance to read. And as the committee is likely aware, the previous decision is posted to the application file. This was previously refused in April of this year. But as I detailed in my justification letter, we have made a number of revisions to that previously refused proposal. Most notably, we have reduced the building depth by 4.22 meters, and the building depth was the principal concern at the last hearing. We have reduced the FSI to 1.26 times the lot area from the previously proposed 1.45 times the lot area.
Okay.
And we have eliminated other variants as well, such that we're now seeking 8 variances, whereas we were previously seeking 11 variances.
Okay.
Planning staff and transportation staff have no comments or concerns. Transportation staff did provide comments, but expressed no concerns. Planning staff did not provide any comments, indicating they have no concerns. And I'm not aware of any other comments from any city departments or relevant agencies other than Metrolinx, which are technical comments, and we have no concerns with their comments. And I understand there have been letters in opposition submitted. I did count 9 opposition letters, but I did make note of the fact that there were letters that were submitted indicated from the same address. So there were multiple letters from the same address. We did obtain 9 signatures in support, accounting for the one neighbor who withdrew their support. And we actually obtained an additional signature in support that was submitted just yesterday, so it was late and it's not within the committee's file, but I have it here with me from the immediately adjacent neighbor to the north at 319 Hyde Park Avenue.
Okay, 319 you received the support.
Correct. Okay. So in terms of the neighborhood, this is an eclectic and evolving neighborhood with large and deep lots, including the subject property, and includes a mix of singles, townhouses, apartment buildings, and other multi-unit residential buildings. The subject property is steps away from Dundas Street and is in close proximity to both Annette and Keel Streets, which are all major streets and are areas where higher density development is contemplated and is currently under construction or built already. There is a grocery store and its associated parking lot directly to the rear of the subject property. And the subject property is also in close proximity to public transportation options such as High Park Subway Station, the Bloor GO Station, as well as multiple TTC bus routes, including a bus route on High Park itself. That is not to mention also the fact that there is a bike share station just steps away from the subject property, as well as High Park itself, which, as we know, is a great amenity of the city. And so I think it's quite clear, as I'm sure most of us here today can agree, that this is a great neighborhood with an abundance of amenities, public transit options, active transportation options, and provides good access to a number of retail and commercial opportunities for everyday living, making this neighborhood a great place for modest intensification that provides opportunities for others to experience and live within this neighborhood. And ultimately, that is what this proposal intends to do. There are no trees proposed for removal, and only 2 trees are proposed for injury. Specifically, there are a few large mature trees in the rear yard that we have proposed to be preserved intentionally. We intentionally designed the proposal to preserve those large mature trees in the rear yard. There have been similar or larger developments that have been approved or are under construction within the area, including a 14-unit apartment building with an FSI of 1.18 times the lot area and a building depth of 21 meters, immediately next door to the north at 319 High Park Avenue. And on the screen, that attachment shows the proposal compared to what has been approved immediately next door. And some of the members on the committee today might recall that decision for the apartment building next door. There's also a 77-unit, 4-story apartment building down the street at 260 High Park Avenue that is currently under construction, as well as a 4-story, 10-unit residential development with an FSI of 1.346 times the lot area and a depth of 38.2 meters at 332 High Park Avenue. And the last point I'll mention, because I'm running out of time, is just that the lot is very deep. And what is telling in that respect is the fact that the proposal to the apartment building will have a rear yard setback of 23.37 meters, which is 15.87 meters larger than the minimum required rear yard setback. And that demonstrates that there is a large lot depth and that the subject property can accommodate a building with a larger depth. So I'm running out of time, Madam Chair, so it is my opinion.
You have another chance to, yeah.
Yes, through you, Madam Chair, it is my professional opinion that the proposal meets the 4 tests and represents good planning, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. We will hold our question to you. We will let the opposition speak, and yeah, and then we'll bring you back on.
Thank you.
We are going to start with the registered in person speakers.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome. Give us
Good
your
morning.
name and address.
My name is Bill Spavik. I live at 314 High Park Avenue.
314, yeah.
Yeah.
In person, okay. So you
I
have
want to speak
5
in
minutes,
opposition.
but, yeah, in opposition, do you have something you want the staff to bring
No, I
back? So-
only have this
yeah,
speech,
so-
which I
so-
think is timed out to 5 minutes.
Okay, you can start anytime you want, yeah,
Okay,
now.
great. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this morning.
Is it on, the your mic? It seems to be a bit soft, yeah, okay.
Okay. Is this
Okay,
better?
Better, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I will primarily address the first variance. The first variance is new to this application, not the first hearing, which was rejected. The variance is bicycles are not permitted to use soft landscaping between the building and the lot line to access the street or lane. Plans show the bikes are parked in the ancillary building at the back. How will they reach the front? There are 18 garbage bins in the ancillary building. How will they reach the front? They each have 2 very hard wheels. Mr. Eggleman mentioned that in his, the representative mentioned in his justification that one can use the interior hallway for the bikes to reach the front. I find that not a serious proposal. There are 5 stairs up and 5 stairs down. The hallway is 71 feet long. What if 2 bikes come together in a narrow hallway? Ever try to back up a bike in a hallway? Never mind that the rain, snow, and mud tracked into the hallway, up the stairs, hallway, and into their apartments. And what about the 18 garbage bins at the back? Are they to use the hallway as well? Because the only way to the front is over the soft landing other than the hallway. Speaking about garbage bins, the plans show 18 garbage bins for 16 units. These garbage bins are small, 1 foot, 8.5 inches by 2 feet, the size of my compost. Households on the street have 3 garbage bins: recycle, compost, and garbage. Will the small compost bins hold enough area for a person for over 2 weeks? Because it's every 2 weeks that the garbage men come and pick up. So if we're talking about garbage finally getting out front, there are 16 bins from 317, 14 bins from 319, the neighbor. That's a total of 30 bins. If you have recycling, which is 2 bins each, that number jumps to 60. After the garbage truck has left, the sidewalk will be littered with garbage bins on the sidewalk, on the street. That, to me, is a dangerous situation. With 30 or 60 bins scattered all over the front, where will the pedestrians go? Where will the baby strollers go? Where will the wheelchairs go? And where will the kids go when they go to school in the morning, Fridays? Speaking about safety, what about the emergency responders? With the soft landscaping, especially in the winter, how do emergency responders access the rear if there's a fire in the front? Over the soft landscaping? I don't think so. Or to reach the e-bikes, which may be parked in the back ancillary building. Emergency responders need hard surfaces to help the residents. There is no room for hard surfaces there. It's only soft on either side. So my question is, for the proposal, will the fire marshal insist on a hard concrete pathway once the building is built? And will that be then instituted because it is a safety issue? And where would the drainage go? Whatever happened to the soft landscape on either side? So in the past 2 years, there are 48 units, proposed in 3 buildings within 1 block. Most of these are matchbox bachelorettes, which are now tanking in the downtown core. Let's not bring this type of housing crashing into the middle of our street. We are not against the missing middle. We are against the 16-unit bachelorette apartments, right, jammed into family lot-size lots, and that serve no other purpose other than, I think, the bottom line of the...
So your 5 minutes is up. Do you want to make a quick
No,
summary?
I think, just thank you, yes, I reached it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's wait, see whether we have questions for you. No? Okay, thank you very much.
you.
Yeah.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Yes. Okay.
My name is Lorinda Maza, and I live at 245 Hyde Park Avenue.
245.
Dear committee members, the obvious problem with this project is its mass. It is simply too much for this residential lot. 4 stories and 16 apartments in the middle of a residential block is alarming. It is astoundingly clear that with the combined variances, it does not fit. According to Policy 5 in Chapter 4 of the official plan, Proposed development within a neighborhood will be materially consistent with the prevailing physical character of properties in the neighborhood. I'm sure you hear this all the time. Upon initially reviewing the agent's 30 pages of supporting material, I noticed that the document includes properties on major streets. In fact, the neighbors are happily in support of the infill happening on our major streets, as well as the properties that abut them, like the buildings replacing the auto body shops, as well as the church to condo conversions. In my analysis, I focused on the agent's set of property photos that are not on major streets. There are two groups. The first group focuses on depth variances. The thing is, these properties tend to, the ones he referred to, sit on deep lots. They're mostly single-family homes, though, duplexes and triplexes, and more importantly, they are 2 to 2.5 story buildings. As you can see in the photo, this is one of the properties referred to in the agent's photos. They look deep when you look at it from above, but they are not comparable because they are 2-story units and they are triplexes on each side. This is just one example of many of the depth variances he referred to. Many of them look like this from the front. Isolating the depth of the properties from the height is not a good comparison. These buildings might be deep, but they're not 4 stories high, and they don't have 16 kitchens. Also, the driveways give them easy access to parking, bicycle storage, and waste bin movement. On the last page of my letter, the chart shows those buildings photographed with FSI variances. I noticed these buildings sit on small lots. They don't compare. Put simply, when you multiply the applicant's FSI of 1.26 times its lot size of 667 square meters, you get 840 square meters. In contrast, the average of all of those FSI properties, I took them all and put them in as an average, including 319, they average out to 272 square meters. 840, 272. Not materially consistent. Next, the height variant. Of all the variances, this one is the most concerning. It is not just a number. I don't have a chart for it because it is incomparable. Inserting 4-story apartment buildings into the middle of our residential streets will radically change the character of our residential neighborhood. The building looms over the house next to it. Brian Anderson, the next speaker, depicts it on page 6 of his opposition letter. It's very clear there. I recognize that 4-story buildings are now allowed in neighborhoods. However, it's clear that the change was intended to accommodate townhomes and modest multiplexes, not 16-unit apartment buildings. It's called the missing middle, not the massive middle. Furthermore, in contrast to the infrastructure provided by nearby apartment buildings, this building doesn't have any parking. It has poor access to bicycle storage, and movement of the waste bins to the curbside is problematic. On the plus side, the plans do include accessible units in the basement, but I can't figure out how these tenants are supposed to take out their garbage. The rear exit to the garbage storage requires the use of stairs, both from the basement and the main floor. A wheelchair-bound tenant could go up the elevator to the ground floor with their garbage, but then they would have to go out the front door and navigate down the side of the building along the soft landscaping, possibly having to plow through mud or snow. This apartment building is trying to fit in a space appropriate for a multiplex, but it's too big. It's also avoiding the requirements applied to a typical apartment building. Quite simply, this proposal is trying to insert a square peg into a round hole. It's a very poor fit. I am pleading with this committee to reject this application. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any question to this speaker? Okay, thank you. Yeah. It's online.
Brian, you've been unmuted. Brian?
Yes. Hello?
Yes, you can speak now.
I can speak now. Okay, just a moment. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for waiting. I should start now?
Yes, please.
Okay, my name is Brian Anderson. I live at 315 High Park Avenue with my partner, Del Mayhes. We live on this street next door to 317 for many years and have seen many changes to the junction. We know by name many of the homeowners, landlords, and tenants. This street is lined with beautiful old houses and trees. The turnover of occupants is very low. This is a good neighborhood to raise a family. New infill rental buildings in this city should help relieve some of the housing crisis. This can be done by allowing the building of multiplex homes for the missing middle. These homes of 1 or 2 bedroom units will allow people and families to enjoy the benefits of a house with access to a backyard. This will help people that cannot afford to buy a house in the city to still enjoy raising a family in a house. The need to build structures with only micro apartments is not the route to a healthy society. Imagine you are renting an apartment that is less than 350 square feet and has only one window that is 2 meters away from the cement wall of the next building. This does not fit at all with the dwellings and people in this block. In April 2025, the minor variance application was refused because the intent and purpose of the official plan zoning bylaws were not maintained. It was considered not desirable for appropriate development of the land. The COA had the opinion that the variances were not minor. Little has changed since April meeting and decision. 3 micro apartments were deleted and a couple of meters came off the depth. There are no residential structures as large and deep on this block. Beyond the size of this development, and this downplayed by the developer's proposal, is that these are micro apartments. If the housing crisis is about slowing the departure of families from our city, we should be showing the developer that he should be building 1 and 2 bedroom apartments with room enough to raise a family. This would fit into this safe, quiet neighborhood. We should say no to micro apartments. In conclusion, we appreciate what the Committee of Adjustment does to get the most appropriate residential developments approved to make this city a better place to live in. Sometimes developers try to push through the biggest return on investment that they can get away with. But the COA is the public's keeper of the gate and is best suited for making the responsible decisions for all residents of the City of Toronto and its many neighborhoods. Please refer to the 2 illustrations that Lorinda referred to at the end of my letter of comment and get a better idea of the scale of the 317 proposal compared to the existing 315 structure. We hope some of our ideas from this presentation will help the CAO with their decision. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you. Any question to this speaker? No, okay. All right. Do we have other speakers? No? So let's bring back the agent. Yeah. Yeah, first, yeah. Yeah, now, I think you have 5 minutes to address all these issues, bring that, the garbage handling, and also the.
Through you, Madam Chair, before I respond to that, I'll note there was one neighbor who was to speak in support of the proposal. I believe they should be online. I'm not sure if.
It's not, if it's not registered to speak, we do not have that, though. Yeah, they have to register first.
My understanding is they did.
Oh, they did?
But I don't know if.
Well, yes, it was supposed to come through my phone.
Through the chair to the agent, so speakers have to register in advance. They're welcome to show up the day of the hearing if they haven't registered by our deadline. We don't have anyone else registered to speak.
Understood.
Okay. So, all right, so you do have 5 minutes then, yeah, please. Yeah.
Yes, through you, Madam Chair. So just to respond to some of the comments made. In relation to the soft landscaping and the lack of a paved pathway along the side yard, you'll note that there are 2 variances we're seeking. One for relief on the passageway to the bicycle parking, not being over soft landscaping.
Yes.
And then there's also a requirement for a soft landscaping strip in the side yard.
Yes.
Where we're seeking relief because we're required 1.5 meters and we're providing 1.23 meter wide soft landscaping strips. So there's the requirement for the passageway not being over soft landscaping is relatively new. That is why it wasn't a variance in the April application. And as you can see, there's a direct conflict in the bylaw. There's a contradiction with itself. It's requiring that bicycle parking cannot be accessed over soft landscaping, but then we're also required to provide a soft landscaping strip in the side yard. So we've decided to, given this contradiction, we've decided to provide the soft landscaping because we want to ensure that there is an abundance of soft landscaping provided on the lot, and also because there are residential properties on either side of us, and we felt that providing the soft landscaping was better than providing a hard paved surface with no soft landscaping in that side yard. The other point I'll make about that is there are options for materiality that can be used in terms that would be considered soft landscaping, such as crushed stone, crushed granite, that is harder than typical grass, that can be used and still be considered soft landscaping. So there are options for materiality, and at the end of the day, even if it is sod or grass, I don't see why that's an issue in terms of providing access to the front and rear. I mean, if there's snow, whether it's concrete or sod, you have to clear the snow. That's inevitable, regardless of what the material is. And again, I'll mention that, I'll reiterate that planning staff, transportation staff, no city departments have any concerns with this. Engineering and construction did not provide any comments. Transportation have no concerns with the transportation-related variances, and that speaks to also the parking, as well as the bicycle parking variances. And in terms of the proposal, the neighbor at 245 High Park, which is quite far down the street, mentioned the fact that the proposal is not consistent with the character of the neighborhood. I don't agree with that. I provided a number of examples of buildings with similar depths and FSIs, and I don't believe it's correct that most of the examples I provided in my photos attached to my justification letter are not on major streets. They're actually on residential streets within the neighborhood. The only examples I provided that abut major streets are the larger developments like the 77-unit 4-story apartment building on High Park Avenue, it has a High Park address, 260 High Park Avenue. It has frontage along High Park Avenue, but it also fronts onto Annette Street. So there are some examples I provided that are on major streets, but most of them are not on major streets. Most of them are in the interior of the neighborhoods. And regardless of the height, there are some examples that I provided that are 3-story buildings with similar depths or larger depths than what we're proposing. And the building, I'll note as well that the city, in permitting sixplexes in all downtown wards, has permitted a sixplex to have a depth of 19 meters and not subject to any FSI requirement. So I believe where there are zones like this that already permit apartment buildings and permitted apartment buildings prior to the multiplexes and the houseplex amendments that the city recently adopted, I believe there's a gap with these types of neighborhoods that previously permitted apartment buildings, because a sixplex can be built on the subject property as of right with a depth of 19 meters and not subject to any FSI requirement. So a sixplex can have a similar massing as compared to what's proposed, whereas in this case, because it's an apartment building, we're subject to the maximum FSI and a shorter building depth requirement. And the other point I'll make is that, again, the attachment A I provided shows that the proposal is almost identical, other than the fact that we have one extra story, to the proposal that was previously approved immediately next door at 319 High Park Avenue. In terms of the building depth and FSI, it is very similar, and you can see that in the comparison that's shown on the screen. And just again, in terms of the garbage and the bicycle parking, I mean, the garbage itself is not a requirement in the bylaw. That's not something that we're dealing with here today, and it's something that will be able to function. If there's any, as far as emergency service access, et cetera, that is all not related to the variances we're dealing with here today. If there's any issues with that, that is dealt with through the building code and the building permit process. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any question first? Yeah, please, go ahead.
So, variance 1, the soft landscaping, bringing bikes over soft landscaping. Over the side there, what is the soft landscaping treatment that is being proposed?
Through you, Madam Chair, as of now, it's proposed as soft landscaping. We don't have to identify any specific material through the committee application, but you know, there are options that we have that can, as I mentioned, crushed stone can still, I believe, be considered soft landscaping and would provide a harder surface for people to use that side yard.
That was sort of what I was getting at. I must have missed you when you mentioned that, but like a pea gravel or a crushed stone, or there are options to create a sort of like dirt pathway that would make more sense with because I think it is fair to say that's a lot of garbage bins that's going to be going over sod, and same thing with bikes might end up being a not great condition if it is sod as soft landscaping, but you've got other soft landscaping options.
Yes, 100%, and through you, Madam Chair, I would note as well that we're open to other options, and you know, we just decided, we felt that providing the soft landscaping was more important to the proposal than to provide the hard surface and to have zero landscaping there, because we felt that we would be perhaps criticized even further if there was no soft landscaping at all in that side yard.
There's no doubt we would be questioning if there was none there and you had that other variance. So, you know, recognizing it's a catch-22 from that perspective, but at the same time, there needs to be a solution. So it sounds like the solution might be in what you use for the landscaping.
Yes, that's correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay, any questions? I do have a questions about your plans. It seems that the planning of those apartments is kind of strange to me, because you have quite a good size, good layout of 2-bedroom plus 10 apartment on the top floor, but the rest are all bachelors, right? As I see. Okay. Right.
Yes, through you, Madam
Yeah.
Chair, that is correct.
Yeah.
The owner actually intends to live in the 4th floor unit.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the reason for the larger fourth floor unit. And yes, there are, the remaining units are bachelor units.
Yes.
Ultimately, this is a form of missing middle housing. This is not a large, massive development. 4 stories are permitted in neighborhoods as per the official
no,
plan.
that's not my question. I just say.
And I would add to that, through you, Madam Chair, that this neighborhood consists of, there are mix of building types. From what I understand, a lot of what appear to be single detached houses have been converted into multiplexes, apartment buildings. There are likely fewer units in those buildings, and I would think larger units. And I think this proposal provides an opportunity for people that, because they're smaller units, they are inherently more affordable than larger units that might be in the area.
So this meant to be long-term rental, I mean, that's the plan, either way, is it like?
Through you, Madam Chair, as of now, the plan is for these to be rental units.
Yeah, so it seems that to me, it looked like, some of them really, really tiny. Can you give us the sort of average, just the average area of these bachelors? Per square footage per unit is?
Yes, through you, Madam Chair, I haven't calculated the average specifically, but there is a breakdown on the plans and the statistics, and they range from 320 to 390 square feet.
Okay.
So they are smaller units, but again, Madam Chair, I think within this neighborhood, this provides an opportunity for others that might not be able to live within this neighborhood to ultimately experience and live within this neighborhood.
No, I don't know my question. I just want to understand the kind of mix. So this is, you do agree that it's not a family-oriented building except for the top floor, right? So this is mainly for single tenant, single one-person household, I mean.
Yes, through you, Madam Chair, I would agree with that. It's intended for younger professionals and who are looking for a place earlier in their lives and their careers.
Yeah, okay. No, that's so I want to understand all the layout and intention of the type of housing. I'm only curious on the type of housing. So whether the site is for a more family orientations or just single tenant, single person household. Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Yeah.
I have one question. I noticed the inclusion of a couple of accessible units with accessible washrooms. Is there a specific reason that those are allocated to the basement level of the building? Is there something that prohibited those from being on a more desirable floor?
Through you, Madam Chair, I can't speak to any specific reason. I will note that we do have an elevator at the front of the building, so those units will be accessible via the elevator. But I don't have a specific reason why those units are within the basement level. I think that was just part of the design.
Okay, that is another kind of planning thing, because if you provide, probably you're required to provide certain percentage of the apartment is inside the apartment to accessible units that logically, you put it on the ground floor without going down to elevator. Of course, the elevator, it seems that it's not very free. It's so small. The outside space, they provide the radius of the very free, but the inside cabin, I'm not too sure you can get a wheelchair in there. But anyway, that's not my. It's good questions. I observe a lot of the planning that is sort of a little bit of questionable. All right, so any other questions? So do you know that the elevator meets the barrier-free size?
Through you, Madam Chair, I don't know the details of that, but I would anticipate that it would be of a size that would be able to fit a wheelchair, given that, you know, the building has been designed with barrier-free access in mind.
Okay, yeah, so, yeah, but, yeah, exactly, the building code, when you apply for permit, they will look into that, I'm so, yeah, okay. Any other questions? Okay, we do not have any more questions. We are in committee now.
So perhaps I'll just start off, if I may. I remember this application when it came up previously and was refused. So on the positive side, I'm glad to see that the number of variances and the presentation with regard to which variances were excluded and what changes have been made is helpful. So I'm glad to see that there have been a number of changes that have been made. I forget the number of variances previously to the number now. We're down to 8. So I think that aspect of it is good. We've seen some positive change. I suspect variance number 1, which was the one that was raised earlier. I know the agent mentioned crushed stone or something similar, but I don't know if the agent has ever shoveled snow on crushed stone. It's not an easy thing to do, so my thought would be, instead of having, because that's the only way to get to the back, and for the garbage bins and bicycles, is that some form of permeable paving be installed instead of soft landscaping. Because in the long term, I can't see who's going to go out there and shovel snow of gravel. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So that could be one aspect of this. The one concern that always sticks with me is that it basically is a rooming house. We've got a lot of these small units. And I would love to have seen a little variation, you know, some 2-bedroom units, I don't know, studio apartments with more space. So that's my one concern, is the number of units in the building, given that there's so most of them, except for the owner of the property, who is going to be living have the entire floor. Everybody else is stuck in a little closet. So I think that is my concern. The variances themselves, as they present themselves, with the exception of variance 1, I don't really have a concern about them. But I do have a concern about variance 1 and the number of very, very small units.
I take a different view on the number of small units. It's not quite a rooming house. It's more like a more dignified alternative to a rooming house, right? Because a rooming house, and I've had friends that have lived in rooming houses. You don't have your own kitchen, you don't have your own washroom. So, maybe when people are thinking of the missing middle, we're usually thinking of the larger family-sized units. And I know that's what I'm thinking is missing across much of the city. But on the other hand, there are a lot of people that are going to be single people of modest means that are going to want to live in parts of the city. And not every building needs to solve every problem all at once. So I think Member Plaisir had a very good point about where the accessible washrooms are, because I'd been seeing the accessibility sort of notations on every floor and thinking that this was actually quite a positive, because this could be sort of like a age-in-place sort of opportunity for seniors. I hadn't noticed that the only 2 with accessible washrooms are in the basement, so that's unfortunate. I think it still provides a bit of that opportunity to someone who's there for a long time, then has a walker. And I actually view it kind of fairly favorable that the owner wants to, you know, that we do have a mix of one unit that's going to be pretty grandiose with units that are going to have people of more modest means, you know, whether that is where the owner himself lives or someone else lives. I mean, our neighborhoods can use that. So I think it's supportable. I think it's a good development. I think, you know, if it was a major street, it would now be as of right. I note that there are no major streets designated between Keele and Roncesvalles, which is actually quite a long stretch, and that a few of these streets, High Park being one of them, maybe Quebec Avenue being another, Pacific Avenue maybe being another, kind of act as major streets to a certain degree through here. And High Park with a bus down it is sort of one of them. So it is a change, it is an intensification, but I think it is the type of incremental change we're envisioning in our neighborhoods now. I think, I thought the same as you say here about permeable pavers on the side would be better, and I almost suggested it to the agent, except that it would trigger a new variance, right? Because it would be considered paved, and that would be a variance that we, you know, would require another adjournment. And so it, you know, variance 1 to me is the most difficult of the variances about bringing the bikes, and the corollary of that is the garbage bins over an unpaved area. But they were in a catch-22 where we would have been concerned about the lack of, you know, if they put down pea gravel and they shovel a little over it and maybe put down sand and salt so you get kind of like a sand surface in the winter, like I have seen, there are ways to make it work in winter. And winter in Toronto, you know, as someone who grew up in Ottawa, and especially with climate change, winter with bad snow is really only January through, you know, the first half of March. It's not the 5 months that it is in my hometown. I view it as supportable, and I think they've made some commendable changes from the original.
Okay. My comment is that the idea of apartment building in the site is no problem with me. But the idea also, Ms. Bise also have the same concern is if you provide barrier-free. I have a studio that is on ground floor. When the person with wheelchair, everything can go to the studio, but then they cannot go to the washroom because the door size cannot allow. And I'm not too sure this is meant to be ignoring that, or maybe they can have enough size. Anyway, I'm just saying that why they put the barrier-free unit on the ground floor. That's one more concern. The biggest concern, which I will not support the project, the reason is that I know not all the development will try to answer all the questions. But in this specific one, is they try to answer questions for people who cannot afford bigger units. But when you really look at the size of the unit, unless you have a loft bed, really that you have a space with a living area, which is only just maybe bare enough to have a bed there, and also you have 16 minus the top floor, you have 15 units. To me, it is an overstretched number of units. If they even eliminate 1 unit and spread out a little bit more generous, it's still the same thing, but then this is really pushing the smallest unit you can actually have, almost. You can sit on a bed and touch your kitchen. I'm not, to me, it is overdeveloped. I think the idea is good. It can probably reduce 1 or 2 units to make it more like still for single tenants. It's no problem with that, but I look at it, it's really crowded, and maybe you're pushing too much stress on the building just in order to create more units. That's my reason. But
thank you all for your comments so far. Yeah, I've gone back and forth on this as well. Thank you for everyone who brought up their concerns today. It was really helpful to hear those. as well as thank you for the presentation. I also have concerns about the very, very small size of these units. I have concerns about, as I already brought up in my question, why if all of the floors have barrier-free access through the common areas, why can we not spread out the barrier-free units across different levels of the building? So those are my thoughts right now.
Oh, they're not, he's just showing the turning radius at the end of the corridor for all the floors. The barrier-free units, only they're required to have the washroom, so-called, to have the turning radius, which are only in the basement, the two.
And my question is why why are those units not distributed throughout the building more equitably?
Yeah, that's why. That's why. I also logically, if you to try to help barrier-free, you probably want to keep them on the ground floor at least. That's what my question.
I think all the members have expressed it, reasonable concerns and thoughts. I am in favor of the proposal for the reasons that I've said. So I am going to move a motion to approve it. But before I do that, I'm just going to make the point that when we're looking at what we're approving, there is no variance in terms of the nature, location of barrier-free units. There is no variance for the size of units, and there's no variance for the number of units. So a lot of the things that are causing us concern are not variances before us. I don't mean to convince members that that should change those being part of your analysis, because I think it goes to, in the 4 tests, the desirability of development is one of the 4 tests. I think on balance, it's desirable though, and those specific issues aren't variances, and that goes into part of my analysis of why it's desirable. I think it is going to fit a certain function. It is a large lot on what is not a major street, but essentially a major street. So I'm going to move to approve it, and we'll see where it goes, and there are no conditions. So, there's Metrolinx. Is it just the advisory, or it's the warning clause?
Through the chair, it's the warning clause from Metrolinx.
I usually don't include that because I feel like the city doesn't need to do that for Metrolinx if they don't appear. So I would just move to approve it without conditions.
Okay. Do we have a second to that motion? It seems that you lack of a second. So do we have another motion? Please, yeah.
Sure.
That failed, yeah.
I'll put forward a motion to refuse this application.
Do we have a second to that motion? Please, we have a second. Please say second. All in favor of refusal? 3-1, and Mr. Goss dissent. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, we go back to, go to item number 15. And number 15 is 871 St. Clarence Avenue. This is to alter the existing 3-story, 7-unit detached apartment building by constructing 1 additional residential unit with the basement. There will be a total of 9 residential units on this lot, and there will be a total of 6 bicycle parking spaces, 4 long-term and 2 for the laneway suite. And these are all located on the south wall of the exterior building. And we have a survey, site plan, floor plan, elevation, 3 photographs, and also a cover letter from the agent, a decision affecting the property. And I think that's all the materials we have received. There's no letter of opposition or support.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent in person, no registered speakers.
Oh, hi. Yeah, you're in person. Okay. So, welcome. Just give us your name and address. We can start from there.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Trevor Gain. I'm the agent here on behalf of the owners. My address is 10 Celebrity Place in Markham.
Yeah. It seems to be you don't, it's not a contested application anyway, so do we need a presentation or we have questions?
Maybe questions, but not presentation.
So, okay, let's go into questions then, yeah.
I don't have any questions either.
You just want to have an opportunity.
I just thought we'd move it along.
Yeah. So, okay, maybe I just give maybe it is a question, I don't think it's a comment. So, the 2000, I just want to go back a little bit of history of this project, right? 2020, you have applied and got approval for duplex, right?
Right.
And then 2022, you add a laneway street on top of garage, and also that's approved. And just tell us why, is duplex ever been built, or you just change your mind?
Yeah, with different owners. So back in the original, there was original owner prepared the duplex drawing, which was approved at this committee. And then we added the laneway suite, and then the project was sold to the new developers, and we went back to the committee to put in the additional units, and then eventually we got the building permit for what we have on site right now. So just to kind of move it along, we had bicycle locations in 2 different parts. We had in the apartment building, we had a room, and we had them for the laneway house. So it just made sense to put all the bikes together outside underneath the overhang of the laneway house, so that they're easy accessible from, instead of the bicycle room in the basement where they had to walk them through 3 doors and upstairs to get
That's
the grade.
the only different from the building permit.
That's correct. So what happened is that the bicycle room and the storage was all in a deductible area. So now when we take that space and convert it to this little bachelor, we increased our area by 5%, and that's the variances before you. And on top of that now, it's just too bad because the little space on the side of the garage, it just made sense to put all the bikes kind of in a vertical hanging position. But we're just that short before we hit the property line, so the bikes have to go front to back, and that's the variance. But by putting them all together, if there's 2 bikes for the laneway house or 6 bikes for the apartments, everybody can share it and use it, and it's easy accessible.
Oh, that's good, yeah, okay.
And then the pro of all this is that we're providing another little bachelor apartment in the basement, which is just adding to the rental stock of the area. So great little location. We got the lane beside us. We got a multi-tenant building just north of our building there. You can see the tip of it. So yeah, no change in massing, no built anything other than hanging some bike racks.
Okay. So in your case, you do not have problem with garbage handling?
Apparently not, no.
So how
we have a lane,
it?
so the laneway is right there, and we got lane access, so all the garbage is picked up, so it's just.
Oh, it's the laneway pick up the garbage,
Yeah.
okay. I see. Oh, that is a good.
Yeah.
That's a good.
And I'll just throw it out, we do have one accessible unit, which is right at the front on the ground floor, so the best desirable location on the property.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, very good answers. So any other questions? Okay, I don't have either. So we are in committee now, right? So.
Sure, I'll go ahead and just go right into a motion. It's hard to think of something more minimally impacting than something that's just better utilizing the space that's already within the building envelope to create another unit in a highly desirable location. So I view this as minor and would move to approve it.
Yeah, and there are no conditions either, right? Okay, please say, yeah. Second, all in favor with no conditions. Oh, unanimously approved. Thank you for coming. So, thank you. So item numbers 16 is 34 Kenilworth Avenue. This is to construct a new 3-story semi-detached dwelling with a front basement walkout and also a front colorful porch and a rear ground floor deck, a front first floor dormer and a second floor balcony, and a front second story balcony and a rear second and third story balconies to also to permit an undersized driveway width. We have a copy of survey site plan, floor plan elevations, 7 photographs, and also email corresponding between the agent and TLCA. We also have communication from transportation engineering and the staff report from TLCA. And we have received no letter of support or opposition.
Through you, Madam Chair, we have the agent online and all registered speakers. Osborne, you are being muted.
Thank you. My name is Osman Stambuk at 15 Moreland Road.
Okay, so it's not contested application. I see whether we need a presentation. Do we, or you have questions? Okay, we do not need a presentation from you, but I actually have a couple of questions. First of all, this is a semi, right? I just want to know, or did you communicate with the other semi, and what is the, whether they agree to, or whether they know what's going on?
Yes, Madam Chair, the attached property is aware of the application, and in fact, this was actually a burnt down, half the semi burnt down.
Oh.
And so we took that opportunity. It kind of stemmed from a fire that destroyed the existing house. But our project goes beyond merely reconstruction, where we then propose to enhance and enlarge the building. So the neighbor is quite aware of what we're proposing, and they would have been aware of this meeting as well.
Okay. The second question is that I guess maybe it's a redundant questions, but then it's about the variance number 6. You are pretty low in terms of the meeting the requirement. Is that the best you can do? On your site plan, is the hatch area is the soft landscaping? Is that?
Yes, that's correct. And actually, that is an improvement from the existing condition, because the house previously had an enclosed front porch, which we are replacing with our own front porch and walkout. But what on the site plan in the upper corner of this page, you can see that what we would very much propose is to have this the paved parts in the front to be permeable pavers to mitigate any floodwater issues, and that in fact would improve our previous situation.
Okay, so the hedge part, you're planning to just put grass or soft land, is not like sod or stone, right? It's just grass.
If staff could zoom out a little bit on this page, the actual landscape part, it's not here. Can staff scroll down a little bit? Oh, there's the front yard landscaping plan. So there is some grass on there, but the paved areas, such as for the existing driveway or in front of the front porch or in front of the walkout, we propose to make that permeable pavers, as is marked on that plan.
Oh, that's good. That's you already marked it as a permeable. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That's good diagram to show. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
I just have one question. Thank you for the presentation. You've got a new balcony proposed in the second floor at the rear. And yes, of course, there's a balcony on the third floor, but the third floor one is inset. The second floor balcony doesn't have any privacy screening on, I can't remember whether it's north or south. Bear with me.
On either side.
On
it's
either side, thank
yeah.
you. Would you be okay with putting in privacy screening on both sides of the second floor balcony, not the third?
North-south? North-south?
I believe so, north-south, as the agent has just mentioned.
Yes, north-south, and I believe that if that is a condition of approval, we're more than happy to go with it. I will note that it is a bit of a minor. It's not a big balcony. It's not a place where people will spend a lot of time. It's only 4 feet in projection. But if that is a condition of approval that you require to feel comfortable with approval, we're certainly fine with that.
Okay, we can discuss that.
You know, I think just from the perspective of neighbors, I think it's a preventative measure, if you like, and suggest consideration. And
Sure.
the other piece, I wonder if we could tie it to the front yard landscape A003.
Okay.
So that shows the permeable pavers that you're installing.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And there's also a transportation condition. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I am, and actually, it's the first time I've seen this kind of condition where they are essentially saying get front yard parking, which in this neighborhood there are quite a few properties, including the attached neighbors, that has a front yard parking license. For whatever reasons, this property doesn't. I guess because they assumed there was a driveway to the backyard, so it's kind of in existing conditions. We're happy to make that front yard parking application, especially with this recommendation. We can say, look, you wanted us to do it. The only thing is that if we refused for front yard parking for whatever reason, for example, if you look at the front yard parking map, this area says applications aren't permitted. I haven't provided that map. It's on the city website. It says this area applications aren't permitted, but appeals are allowed. So I'm a little confused why they said apply for front yard parking. I like that idea. That's what we want. This is the way the owner has always parked on this property, in the front yard. But we just want to make sure that all we need to do is apply, and the result is not important. I would like those parking variances to be approved in case there's any issues. The owner still has a place to park their car, as they always have.
Oh, I see. So you're afraid that if, for some, whatever reasons got turned down, then you're in trouble again, right? That's what you.
Then we don't have a parking spot. So I would just, I will happily show evidence of the application in order to receive our zoning certificate, et cetera, and we'll happily go through the entire process of the front yard parking and hopefully obtain it with this letter. We just don't want to create a situation where these variances are actually refused, because we need them in case.
Yes, certainly. I think that we will look at these variances now, despite whether you're going to apply the permit or not. I think that's with the transportation engineering.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, so we are in a committee, yeah. And, all right. What do you think about the front yard parking application? That we will leave it between the owner and the city, right?
Yeah, I think it's reasonable to impose the condition, though, because that's what transportation wants us to do. And
yeah, there's only ask them to apply. It doesn't mean that it's approval or disapproval anyway. That's not determined anyway. Yeah. Okay. All right. So it seems. All right. Do we have a motion or more comments?
Sure, I'll put forward a motion, Chair. I think this is a very sensible application, and the requested variances are not excessive. And given the fact that the property had burned down and you've got opportunity to rebuild, there's nothing excessive in this application. So I'd like to move a motion to approve this application with just two conditions. Three, actually.
Yeah.
Transportation is one, and that the second floor rear balcony have privacy screening on both sides, the south, I believe the south and north sides.
Yeah.
And we also have to tie it to, I believe
drawing
it
003. Yeah.
You got the number?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The landscape diagram.
Okay, and that's it.
Yeah. And we have a second, Mr. Goss, second. Okay, all in favor with those conditions? All in favor, unanimously approved. Thank you. Are we done this morning?
Through you, Madam Chair, yes, we're done all the items on the morning agenda, so we will resume for the afternoon agenda at 2 p.m.
Okay, 2 p.m., all right.
Thank you. Everyone mute and shut off your cameras. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I have